These podcasts are sponsored by Yak Attack at yakattack.us. What Yak Attack is the leader in the kayak fishing industry who specializes in kayak fishing rigging solutions. As kayak anglers themselves, they are tightly integrated into kayak fishing community and are acutely aware of what the sport needs. It all starts off with the gear track and or the mighty mount. The gear track comes in all different sizes and colors, and the screwball that attaches to the gear track allows everything to attach to it. So what that is a variety of rod holders and camera mounts for your still cameras and your GoPros. Your light poles with the day flags that folds into the flag. Your fish finder mounts and your black pack crate system. All of Yak Attack's products are made in the USA. The rod holder that is standard in all my kayaks with Yak Attack is the Zuka Tube rod holder. This rod holder easily locks in either a spinning rod on one side or a bait caster on the other. You can flip it around, lock a bait caster in with the trigger grip, or flip around the other side and have a spinning rod in. It's open all the way through, so it can also double as an anchor point for your parking pole or your stakeout pole. Just position it over the side of the kayak and anchor with your parking pole. Definitely my favorite rod holder, the Zuka Tube from Yak Attack. This podcast is also sponsored by my DVDs at KayakKevin.com, the Kayak Fishing in Chesapeake Bay series, and the Bay Tour DVD. The fishing DVDs are broken up into a trilogy. Number 1 is an intro into the fishery, has a full year's worth of footage from more of the larger fish targets of the lower Chesapeake Bay. The instructional sequels are broken up into 2 parts, the warm water and the cold water species. Number 2 is the warm water species with detailed instruction on the rigs and the fishery itself, spanning from the red drum at the shoals, flounder and the summer species at the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and sight casting, the red drum and striper. Number 3 has a detailed instruction about the cold water species, the tautog and the eastern shore striper fishery. The Chesapeake Bay Tour DVD is a 6-week, 600-mile tour I did around the Chesapeake Bay in 2010, kind of filmed in a Survivor Man style, showing everything I do and look for when I'm on a long-distance tour. All of these DVDs are available at KayakKevin.com. It's KayakKevin.com and Yak Attack at yakattack.us.
Let's just turn the music on and listen and chill for a little bit. Nobody even knows we're doing a podcast, do they?
Yeah, I posted it. Oh. Yeah, while you're sleeping, I posted it.
Oh, whatever.
That was a hard nap this motherfucker took.
I can't take a nap too late in the day.
I can't. I have a hard time with just taking naps sometimes. I hardly take naps.
Get it if I can get it. I get off at 3:30, so when I get to the house, if I'm beat, like I'm taking a shower, and it's like smack. I'm done. TV on, sleep.
I only do what my body like tells me to do it. Like I never made it a habit. It was a habit when I was working in the marina. Yeah. I got off at 3 too. Yeah. I'll come home, take a nap, and go fishing.
Yeah.
All right, it's podcast number 87. It's July 15th, 2016.
We're never
we
gonna get to 100.
Tex and Lee. And how about the physiques on these Pokemon motherfuckers, huh?
I love it. Pokemon.
The physiques. I've been seeing them.
I've seen kids everywhere, like in my neighborhood, like walking around. Like it's like groups of kids, like 10 or 20 of them.
Kids? I haven't seen any kids. I've seen
kids.
all like.
I've seen kids, and I did see a group
adults.
Of
don't
people
come outside
my
much.
ages. Yeah,
that don't come outside much.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yeah.
Some dude walked off a cliff.
It's time to get Zubat. You gotta catch it. You swerved off the interstate.
The car, that's insane. Yeah. I mean, it's
that's worse than texting and driving right there. Like, cause you're on. I've played it. Like you're sitting there flicking this ball.
You're playing while you're doing
it. And the thing's moving. Like it's not sitting still.
I finally saw it today. Yeah. We were outside and Andrea had it. Right? She said she didn't play it, but she's playing.
Oh yeah, you got it downloaded.
So we're out back, and the guys from Pizza Hut. Usually they hang out their backyard, smoke their cigarettes over there and stuff, but they started walking this way and they had to have fun. I was like, y'all doing that Pokemon shit? Yeah. And it was like, And then Andre goes out. Then the dude that we're talking to busts his out. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's all around me and shit. And he was like, I got kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta, I mean, our age, that's when this show like came out, like when we were in middle school.
It was past way.
I know. It was an older show. It's like kind of like Dragon Ball Z. It's an older show, but that's when we got it in the States.
But it's still like after my time.
Yeah.
After. I didn't watch any of that.
It was. I didn't watch that too much because I was a Dragon Ball Z.
How old are you?
30.
30. Okay, you
30,
just
yeah.
turned. Okay,
Just turned
you
30.
just turned
Yeah.
30. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're 30. You're 10 years younger than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 43, 44.
I'm 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be 46 this year.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So like last kid thing that was barely I didn't watch, but I was like just out of the range was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like that was I remember seeing that I was like it's kind of cool, but I was just still it was already like
cool.
out of my
Yeah.
teens, and I was like I was like I can see that being cool, but I'm
Yeah.
too old for that. You know that. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Like He-Man and
Yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah.
G.I.
I
Joe.
watched He-Man. Yeah. G.I. Joe. Yeah.
Yep.
I love
I was
cartoons, man.
talking about some old shit, right? Conan came on, the Barbarian,
Oh, wow.
the best, the best one. That one like sets, talking about just movies and sets the cinematography for any kind of venture action movie after that.
Yeah.
After 1982 or whatever. And Valera comes up, the chick, and I realized, fuck man, that was because that movie came out when it came on HBO when I was 13. That's right at puberty.
Yeah.
That chick is like, that's why I like athletic.
Yeah.
Fucking like strong chicks, just like her. And then I was like, oh, fuck, and I started putting it together and shit, and it's like, it like,
Kevin loves China.
no. The wrestling shit? Just bullshit. That's too big. That's too big. But I like, like,
jacked.
like Valeria from Conan. I mean, she's badass. She's like smart talking. She's fucking like, don't give a fuck.
I remember
Killer.
Conan a little bit.
That way, if it comes on TV, put it on because it's worth watching.
Yeah.
It's it's
It's
slow.
like one of Arnold's first.
Yeah, very first.
Yeah,
very
it's
first.
one of
So when he's young, he looks good, but he's perfect for it. I mean, it's a great story.
My man
And-
couldn't even really speak English.
No, it's very little dialogue,
yeah.
which is perfect because
his accent was super thick.
it really
Yeah,
seems
back
like
then,
you're 2,000 years ago
Yeah.
because it's there's no barely dialogue.
Watch any old movie, it's just like I watched the Coneheads the other day.
Yeah.
And the whatever that thing is that he shot the golf ball into his throat. I'm looking at him, we thought that was real. Like it's clay right there. Like there's somebody in a suit walking around. Like,
special effects were rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, you see the car.
Yeah, we were talking about Ghostbusters. Now,
the new one. Yeah, you talking. It came out today.
Did it come out today?
Yeah.
It seems like it because they got what's his name? They got Thor playing the secretary, right? So it's just like totally for chicks.
Yeah.
Just new Ghostbusters completely aimed for chicks.
Yeah, that's it. I think Dan Aykroyd and them were supposed to make like a cameo.
Yeah, I mean,
real quick. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, all of those guys should.
But the post that I saw, it was James Franco, Seth Rogen, Dave Chappelle, and who was the other guy? Who was like it was a perfect cast. It was like Jonah Hill or something. Like it was a perfect cast to play the new.
I mean, I'm disappointed they went that direction where it was like, well, let's flip it to girls. I mean, they could have done.
I mean, they're hilarious though.
Yeah,
I love them.
Yes.
They should have put Tina Fey in it.
Yeah.
Tina Fey should have been one of them. Though.
Yeah.
I think she should have been one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just
And
don't
her
like
forward.
that shot of it.
Yeah.
They could have redone it with got a lot of new people now, but
yeah.
just to go, okay, we're gonna make it all girls.
Hey, throw it in
and
there.
it's just
All you gotta do is make real good special effects. You got a movie. That's
Yeah.
If you got the kids sitting there like, oh, Slimer's coming at me in 3D and looking extremely real, you got a hit.
Yeah, and it looks like it looks good.
Yeah, it looks real good.
But yeah, those girls are all of them are funny.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Tarzan movie.
I'm not gonna say
Well, here's what got me. I want first, like the trailers. There's a how they do different trailers and they kind of gauge those and kind of shoot them towards an audience. The one that was like geared straight for the girls made me just not want to see it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think it's gonna be too
total
much
love story.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much of a love story.
And then of course Tarzan's flying and hitting another eight that's 1,000 pounds. That shit ain't happening.
It's not happening. Yeah, I don't care if you did grow up in the jungle. You're flying.
Just give me
off
some
that
real
bike.
physics.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the special effects. Just don't make them do superhero shit.
Yeah.
And like I mean, like Transporter. The first one was believable.
Yeah.
And then he's flipping and jumping out and shooting the gas tanks and blowing up while he's upside down in the car, and it gets dumb.
Yeah.
It gets beyond.
That's why I hope they don't
physics.
butcher this new Jason Bourne. Yeah, I hope they don't butcher.
But they can't because it hasn't. None of them has been.
Yeah,
none of them
that's
have
true.
been.
But it's been a while since they've done one. Like they got to compete with all these special effects that are happening.
But they don't because it's the Bourne. They
special
don't.
effects in these.
You don't want that as a Bourne. What? How many movies is it? 5? This is 5th.
Yeah, this is the 5th one.
Yeah.
This is the 5th one.
You don't want that. You would be disappointed as a born
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
fan.
My man dropped somebody with a quick left. Like,
Yeah.
he just walked up to him.
What I like
can't
is
wait to see
interesting
it.
how they edited the commercial of that to make it so impactful.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to figure it out because it happens so fast. It's like they either do that speed up, slow down thing, or they speed up and then like back out the camera as the guy's falling.
Yeah.
Something it trips my eyes out. You know, it's something that
it is
it's a
pretty
cool
quick.
edit.
I remember when I saw it. I forgot what it was. New preview. I went to see some movie and it came on, and I was just like, it left me ready for it. Like, okay, this
And he's my age.
I'll probably
is he?
mess up the production company, but the comics, the Marvel movies, all is it all Marvel? Which ones are Marvel?
the Deadpool. Deadpool set the tone for every movie.
But I mean, from the time they started, I saw the first X-Men movie. X-Men was X-Men Marvel or X-Men was
X-Men's Marvel.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
they just did one this year, Apocalypse, and that was amazing.
I mean, I saw the first one, and I've seen a lot of them, and none of them in any order whatsoever. I've seen this Iron Man or that Iron Man, and the special effects in those movies are insane.
It is.
They do such a good job, and they get better every time.
Have you seen the new Captain America? Like the stuff that they're doing, they're running with cars.
Is that when they were battling each other?
Yeah,
and stuff?
they're running with cars. The Black Panther and the Winter Soldier and Cap all running, jumping out of cars that are moving at 80 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh my god! And they're fighting, and I'm like, you have no choice but to watch that movie. Ant-Man grows over the side of a jumbo jet, like.
I do like how they put it all together. Now I see with
the new one, Infinity Gauntlet, and all that.
Well, no.
And I don't watch all of them, and I still enjoy them, and I have no idea. I couldn't follow a story. I don't have the ability to follow any long anyway.
I never go to movies. I don't wait till it comes on, so it's like 2 years later. But I'm interested. I watched all the trailers. I'm just interested in the stories and the characters who are
they're
in.
They're getting real good, man.
Like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
that is, I guess, the other Batman. Right, the Batman that fought Superman. Right, that's Ben Affleck. Batman.
And
he's in this
Joker. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Leto.
Yeah.
He's in a purple Lamborghini with.
He looks frightening. It looks good.
With the platinum teeth and the tattoos everywhere. Yeah,
he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I love him. Fight Club was my first. When I first saw him. Then I actually love his band. I like his emotion.
That dude writes crazy books. The guy that wrote Fight Club.
Yeah. Paul Check or something like that.
Yeah, Chuck Palahniuk or whatever. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Crazy books. Yeah. I read a book by him, man, that was written in I guess you could call it interview form. It was just people answering questions.
Right.
They can give you the question. And these people weren't anywhere near each other. It was called Rant, I think.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I think he wrote he did the movie Snatch with kind of like in London, where they were in London.
Yo, Snatch is awesome. No, it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
Snatch is one of my favorite movies. You've seen that one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I liked it so much where I got the DVD and you put the subtitles on when Brad Pitt's talking, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. You can't understand what he's saying.
Someone was like, question marks?
Yeah.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, Snatch was good.
Yeah, and that started the Transporter's whole career. He was
funny in that movie.
He's
funny in the movie with Melissa McCarthy.
Dude, she's so
hilarious. Where she's in she's the spy. He's hilarious in that movie. I knew it was funny because of Snatch, but I didn't know he was that funny. He had me dying. I wanted to see him
do it. He can do it. Yeah.
Drove a car for bridge while I was on fire.
His voice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, his voice. His voice does it. He's a beast.
But so the Suicide Squad movie looks interesting as shit.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know anything about
the comics. Batman and
Superman. I don't know anything about the comics and those characters at all. But who's the Will Smith character?
I think his name's Deathstroke or something like that.
Just so you
Deathstroke.
Some powers.
He's like an assassin. My little brother could tell you more. I'm not a DC dude. I was more Marvel.
Okay, that was another company. It was DC and Marvel.
Yeah, DC and Marvel.
That's in
and DC with the Fantastic Four. I mean, not the Fantastic Four. Captain America and that was that Marvel.
That's Marvel. All that's
Marvel.
All that's Marvel.
Thor,
all the Iron Man, all the
Avengers.
You got the Avengers and the Justice League. They're setting up the Justice League now.
Okay,
Woman,
so that's what.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was in Batman vs Superman.
Now Wonder
She's
Woman,
gorgeous.
you saw what? Does she? What's her deal? What's her background?
She's
for real.
The big Amazonian.
So she's not
princess.
alien or nothing like that. She's
just old as hell. They got a picture, like they show this picture of her that she's trying to get from Lex Luthor or whatever, and it's like from like the 1700s or something like that. And then they got pictures of her, pyramid times, and they're piecing together who she is and why she's still here and why she still looks the same yet. So she wants the data or whatever. Batman wants the same stuff, so they kind of cross paths or whatever, and they all three meet up in the end: Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and they fight Doomsday.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So she, what's she has invisibility.
She's got the lasso.
Truth lasso.
She's strong as hell, evidently, in this movie. She's
immortal, I guess.
Yeah. The shield. Yeah. She did some stuff, but she doesn't really do it for me as far as like.
Is she like levitate, float, fly, and that shit?
She's got an invisible jet in the cartoon.
Right, but not in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would put that in the movie.
The lasso kind of let her fly in the cartoon too.
But not in
the movie. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do with her. Yeah. Aquaman. They showed Aquaman. They showed Flash. Yeah, Aquaman looked basically like he was
Flash.
They showed the Flash. They showed Aquaman. Aquaman.
They was totally setting up.
Is the Silver Surfer?
That was on Marvel. That was on Fantastic
Four, and they already had that whole movie.
They should have did that. They needed the new Fantastic Four. They just did with Michael B. Jordan. That's
right. They did that one. Yeah.
The first one they did was better than that one, and that one sucked. So.
That's just
I don't know. They keep butchering the Fantastic Four. Like I'm like, you can't.
What was wrong with the newer one?
It was just a lot of build up, not a lot of action. Like special effects were cool.
Do we have any fans for our movie critic?
Yeah. Well, see, that's actually what I like when Texas come in because he's all into the movies and stuff. And
right.
I like talking about that shit.
A lot of things. Yeah.
Talk about some shoes, but we're talking about some shoes.
We did some fishing.
I know we're gonna get into fishing. So but I was actually just 2 nights ago. I was just looking. The trailer came on TV, and I brought my phone. I was like, I want to look at the longer trailers of Suicide Squad. Yeah. I mean, this
one I'm gonna go see.
The character's really looking incredible. The chick is kind of crazy, right? Real psychopath chick. And, I mean, kind of.
What's her name?
And she's in fucking Jane. She's Jane. I looked at who she was. Google who she was, and she's Jane in the Tarzan movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine.
I think that's the.
She plays Jane.
That's the same chick that did Easy A, I think, or Easy A movie. Easy A. I think that's her.
No.
Is that her?
No.
Okay.
She's done some movies that I haven't really, like some newer movies I haven't heard of. And then there's a witch in that one too. Yeah. That looks like and a gator guy, right?
Yeah.
A guy with a gator face or something that eats people or some shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Is Walking Dead the only show you watch?
A TV.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna prorate and
October.
October, I saw that.
No.
October started.
So what the fuck is the other one? I started watching Maggie.
The L.A.
Walking
Dead.
Fear of the Walking Dead?
No.
Zombie Nation?
Game of Thrones.
No, see, I don't know.
Maggie bought the DVDs, and
you started watching it?
Is
it good?
I mean,
it looks like it's something I would dig.
It seems like it's gonna be okay, but I mean, I'm just not into the setting.
Yeah.
Right. See, I can dig that setting.
I'm not really into the setting.
Yeah.
No.
But it's like another world or something.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a Middle Earth type of thing.
If Johnny Depp was in
But I'm not gonna watch it because it would take me a couple weeks.
Yeah. How many seasons?
Oh no! I mean, it's like
it's over, right? Like it's
like 6.
Is it over?
Yeah, I think it's over.
Oh, is it?
I think it was over. I remember hearing people talking about.
Nah, I don't.
And
I never
season finale or something like that.
I never put something in and watch. It's either when it comes on, I'll watch it because actually commercials give me a break to get up and move around.
Walking Dead.
We just watch this shit like I don't watch multiple episodes.
You just do one at a time every night. Yeah.
Not even every night.
Yeah.
Like we're 4 episodes or 5 episodes in, and we've had them for 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not huge into watching
shows like
that. Yeah.
Oh, when The Walking Dead comes back on October,
Yeah.
I have to catch the last 2 episodes of the last season. I missed those, so I have to go back, make sure I catch those when they do the preview.
See, I got a Fire Stick, man. Like, I can just put it in there. And I can watch
I might, when I get back to tour, I might do that shit.
Yeah,
Just because
Fire Stick is amazing.
Cox is kind of like they're doing good, and now all of a sudden some other fees have popped up. Come on, man!
Sorry,
it's just,
buddy.
Even on prorate stuff,
Sorry,
that's not as much as this
Yeah.
other stuff that just popped up on me.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what it was. You know, it's like I'm looking at the bill, and not even sure.
Like, I'm just gonna pay it. Because
Yeah,
they tell me I gotta pay it. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
My bill went from $89, and they gave me a $20 like loyalty discount.
Yeah.
And then they lifted that, so now it's back up to $100, right? A little over $100, but somehow it got to $150. But when my pro rate was only $16, so somehow they jumped in a whole bunch of money in there, and I'm not sure what the fuck happened.
Fire Stick is where it's at.
That's what I keep hearing, man. But during like the main fights, does it slow down? Does it
See, the
skip?
thing is,
I heard
if
with
you're
a lot of
getting in
people
jailbroke,
watching.
like if you're getting in jailbroke and you're using the Wi-Fi, I haven't had that issue. Like, matter of fact, I've seen it at somebody else's house where we were watching the NBA Finals and it was on the Fire Stick and it was real choppy, but I didn't have that for the fight or anything like that. So.
I don't mind buying the fights because it's only once a month that I have to buy pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But now when it's on TV, I have to buy that for the night.
Yeah.
And it's like a couple bucks. But yeah, it was a good. Did you watch any of the fights this weekend? This past week?
No.
Fuck
No, I haven't watched any of it.
Holy shit!
I didn't watch. I didn't even watch 200 because Jones isn't fighting. You know, that's who I wanted to see fight.
Well, yeah. He's done, dude.
Yeah.
I just on the way over here I was listening to Chael Sonnen's podcast. He's 2 years suspended right now, but what he was doing now here's I just listened to Chael Sonnen and then I listened to Fighter Kid and Brendan Schaub was like this is what he's doing. He got popped for estrogen blocker. So that's well, I didn't. So I didn't understand what that means. Like, so what does it mean? Because
anything feminine inside.
Well, but what it is and when you take steroids, you have to block the. When you come off of the steroids, you have to block the estrogen, so your natural steroids will come back and replace. So it's like after you're coming off the steroid regimen. Yeah. So yeah. But now here's what's crazy about this. Not NWADA stuff. The new testing they're doing now. Yeah. They're getting. There's stuff even in supplements. You go and get supplemented GNC, and there's something might be in that might be popped. It doesn't mean a steroid. Yeah. It just doesn't mean But the thing is, they have this whole thing where if you take any steroid, you send it in for testing, and they'll test it for you. And Jones, some guys didn't do that.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Yeah. That's what he said. Jones didn't do it. But
Von Miller just got signed today for a 6-year deal.
Football?
Yeah, $114 million.
Yeah.
70
well, UFC just sold for $4 billion.
Yeah, and
the fighters are going.
The NBA,
and also they're letting Dana White and his people run it. It's one of those things.
You need to do that. You need to.
It's one of those things, kind of like what happened with. This is a way bigger deal than when Chad Hoover sold to who did Hook 1 sell to?
I'm not sure.
And now Chad Hoover runs Hook 1 and somebody else owns it.
Right.
Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
well, White's probably going to get phased out after a while, but you can't.
That's called retiring.
Yeah, you can't come in and completely change an organization like that, especially as the ball is still rolling in it. So you can't.
As far as professional sports go, the UFC is young.
It's
very young.
That was the biggest sports sale in history so far. I think money-wise, money-wise is the biggest sports sale in history. So it's pretty good. But the fighters are going, what? Billion? So maybe that'll.
Why did Cowboy talk about his last fight after his last fight?
He just bitching about money, but he ain't making what he. Connor, and he's as big of a draw, that type of thing.
Right.
And it's true. I mean, a lot of that is how much hype you can get, and even now the title fights are kind of gearing towards that. What would be more of a better title fight rather than who should be in the title fight. It happens. It happens. And that's the entertainment section of the actual sport. Can't bitch about it too much, I guess. Yeah.
True.
And just like it was 3 nights, of fights, and then Wednesday night it snuck up on us. All of a sudden, I'm scrolling through Twitter, or not Twitter, but Instagram. I see Dana White post a fight night. I'm like, oh shit! I got to post up on the page, the fight page. Fights tonight, y'all. Like everybody was like, oh shit! I forgot. Oh shit! Oh thanks, Kev. I forgot about that shit. Me too. I'm like, yeah. Wow. And that was better than 200.
Yeah.
I was in exciting fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like,
did Brock do them roids?
Ow. Well, the thing about it says he got popped for afters, but it might not be roids. It might be, and also Brock had a 3-month period where he didn't get tested. He'd had to get tested 3 months ago, so he got waived some stuff. So I'm not sure what that is yet.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. But as in Jones, he's out for 2 years. It might be.
Was Jones gonna kill Cormier or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know, but his last fight with OSP was. I mean, he was very hesitant. Of course, first time back in a long time. All the shit. Yeah, I can understand it, but hopefully we weren't going to see that. What we did see throughout the night was guys who had been beaten and looked bad, champions who had gone down and looked like they were wearing out, come back like a motherfucker. Like Kane. Yeah. Kane came back and was looking looking like the world beater he has been. Yeah. Just that constant pressure, that constant overwork. Bam, 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 bam. Great fight. Aldo and Frankie Edgar. Holy fuck, that was excellent. And Aldo's game plan, you just tap, tap, tap in the last 30 seconds. Knees, It was good.
Dude, he didn't even stand a chance to. He didn't even get to fight Conor.
Right, and now that
he's won, now
he's got the intro belt. So if Conor, when he comes back, he's got to fight. Conor can't fight.
That was not a real display of
Conor beat him for 2
fighting.
years. It was and also Aldo. It was he ran right at him.
Right. He came right in and swallowed a fucking fist, and it was over. Yeah. McGregor just shoved it right down his fucking throat.
I'm gonna run at you. Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Oh, ate it.
Yeah. But so that and then the Brock Lesnar fight wasn't exciting. When it was standing at the beginning, it looked like you just oh shit. Mark Hunt's here comes the right, woo, when he's missing, but the homeboy's just giant, and he just takes him down and held him down for 15 minutes, and that's what he needed to do to not get his head fucking knocked off. Yeah. Right now, watching him wrestle and he's not that technical, not that good. He's just big. Yeah, he's not. I mean, there were some spots that he could have transitioned out of stuff, and I don't know any jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I just know from watching and just recognizing openings. I don't mind recognizing openings. He's just and he's just holding it down.
He's a wrestler. He's a wrestler.
And from what I understand, not that great. He was champion, but
he was just champ, but he was just big. Yeah, he was big, and it's. I think the WWF back in the day, because that was when he was the champ or whatever. It was about who you know.
WWF.
WWE. Yeah. I'm talking about that. Yeah, that's where he's from.
WCW days and stuff.
Nah. Yeah, it was WCW. Yeah. But he was whenever he was the champion, it was WE then. When he was the champion, he just overpowered you.
Yeah. That's WWF and WCW were going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you had the crazy. They started that whole.
They did a merger
shit with Ric Flair and all that shit. To start that up, dude, that would work. That was dude. They worked that in for months with the New World Order and holy. And you saw people crossing over, and then all of a sudden it was all the same company.
Yep. See, I never watched.
And the money.
Never watched wrestling. I mean, I understand the whole drama behind it, but there's enough drama.
It's a show, man.
There's enough drama in UFC to keep you busy, man.
Yeah.
This shit happens every fucking day.
To that after I was like, okay, I can't watch this. WWF anymore.
I watched real.
I can't watch
the real fighters as dramatic as all those fake guys. All the characters.
I used to like the Ultimate Warrior and Hacksaw Jim Duggan before Sting went motherfucking goth on everybody.
That's what he was. I like Sting when he did that though. That's what I like Sting. Man.
When he showed up, he came up out the rafters.
Come off on the zip line. Yeah. It was a beast.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad took me one here at Scope early, you know, or this is the 70s.
We just
right?
had something here at Scope too, matter of fact.
Fucking, they're gonna have or Ted is gonna have Glory. Did you try to get you a ticket on that one?
To who?
Glory, kickboxing. Greatest kickboxers in the world.
It's next Friday.
What is
right?
it? Next Friday.
Friday. It's like $50 ticket, something in that range. 40.
That would be good.
Yeah, it was 45 exactly.
Try to do it. Get a ticket. We should be able to
That
have
one?
seats. Yeah, oh, fuck yeah, we got tickets immediately. I fucking
Me,
flipped the
Kevin,
fuck out
and
as soon as I
Larry.
found that was coming.
Yeah, nice.
Me, Kevin, and Larry got tickets,
Oh.
and then I mean, who else I don't know. I didn't hear from Damien.
Yeah, that's right.
I've seen Damien forever.
He's out in Chesapeake now.
Yeah.
No,
No, further than that. Suffolk, Carolina.
Carolina.
That is Carolina.
Oh.
That
he's
is
in Carolina. He just moved in.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw he sent me
He
a
wants
Google
us to come
map.
out there and shoot bullets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of field and
Yeah.
He's lives out in the country, like
Good.
full blown out in the
Hunt
country.
hunt out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turkey.
Yep. So okay, see what else that night, and then Misha Tate lost her belt, got overpowered by just beat up. Yeah.
So that thing is just rotating now.
Yeah. But Joanna kept hers. Lost first two rounds, and then got warmed up and beat her ass the last 3 rounds. Just like woke up, got faster. Just a true champ, man. But that was Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday was another championship. It was the 55. That was Dos Anjos against Alvarez, and we're all like, "What do you got?" I got Dos Anjos with the first round beat down. Everybody, yep. Alvarez with the first round beat down. I mean, went at him.
Oh, he beat it.
Beat him. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Kind of like Dos Anjos was gonna do to Connor.
All that. It was like what? And he just went at him.
Maybe not. Maybe at 55, maybe Connor put up a real fight with a guy like Dos Anjos. But you see him just step in the weight class and get a title shot.
Yes.
No, it ain't gonna happen now. It won't. It still won't. It still won't happen. He's got.
When do they fight? When is that? That's in a couple weeks, right?
August. So it's next month. Yeah,
August.
Diaz
a couple weeks.
and McGregor
Yeah.
again. Yeah, it's in November. It is almost fucking. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
So you really think Diaz is gonna fuck him up this time?
Yeah, I don't think Diaz gets bloody this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leaking.
So that's the most excited I've been watching a fight so far. And I think it's the combination of the Tate Misha fight before that and that drama, how dramatic that was, and that made me cry. I mean, I was like, "Holy shit!" like a girl and shit, It was, it was that emotional because Misha's background. I mean, I've been watching her since she was still in Strikeforce. When she fought Ronda Rousey, and with that I've been watching that for years.
Yeah.
Just knowing her ups and downs. She was about ready to fucking quit. She was about ready to quit, and she gets the title shot and gets it out. That last second where she just drags it down, holds on for dear life, and strangles it out.
Yeah.
So at the end of that, and then I was so excited because that whole hype up with. I mean, I've never been that hype up for a fight either as Connor and Diaz. Is just because I know both of them, and I know how they work. How they're gonna.
Right.
I knew he wasn't gonna get to Diaz, and then once I saw that Diaz actually got to Connor, I was like, holy shit. Connor's gonna lose. Yeah. And then I saw it again. I was like, he's gonna get choked out. And then it happened. And I was just, as it started happening, I was just, wow, holy shit! I was.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't for lack of effort. He was throwing hella shots, but Diaz was just stepping out of the way. And if he hit him, he would just like wipe it off and then smack him.
Yeah. Smack him. Bap. Oh, it was so amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And Connor, he's probably not going to end up going down to 45.
And Nick's 225, right? Nick?
No, Nate is
smaller.
Nate is typically a 70, and Nate Diaz is typically a 55.
55.
And Nick is typically 70.
Right.
Yeah.
Nick's
a little bit
bigger.
Yeah.
Fucking square-headed. He got.
Yeah. Both of them pretty the same. Long arms and do those weird kind of snap punches where they
all those guys do. All they do is fight and run like decathlons and
triathlons.
Shit.
Actually, that's
and get fucked up. They fucking party nonstop.
And the guys who they train with, that's the thing is like Nate gets hit, by Joe Schilling every day. He trains with Joe Schilling. Joe Schilling's cuts down to 185, probably walks around at 205, and is one of the top kickboxers in the world, champion kickboxer in the world. Fucking knocks. You know,
he got
so he's like this little
fucking
170 pound kid ain't gonna fucking touch me.
Didn't Schilling get knocked the fuck out a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, I think it was Bellator. I missed that.
What is that slamming?
It was Bellator. Bellator had a double.
Maggie here?
No. Dogs. Bellator had a split kickboxing and MMA, and that's what it was. Yeah, I missed it. I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the scope thing.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, that'd be
because
cool.
This is all stand up. It's all kickboxing.
Okay.
And so the kicks are harder than the MMA guys because they're not getting taken down.
Yeah.
They're standing right in front of each other. And it echoes.
Yeah. I know what it sounds like. Yeah. I know all it sounds like.
We saw the biggest heavyweight, the heavyweight champ fight, and this guy's a giant athlete, and Verhoeven. Yeah, big
German,
Dutch.
Yeah,
just that area of the
big.
world. Yeah,
big.
And it was so loud. We were kind of far back. Fuck! Oh god damn! Just seeing Verhoeven, a giant Verhoeven lead.
Oh yeah. Those guys.
He's the biggest, most athletic.
He's not at this one, right?
No, these are smaller guys in this one, which are this is fun.
We're gonna be closer, no matter what.
Yeah.
He kicks so fucking hard. No chance of anybody diving in and take that.
And it's not even Muay Thai where they don't even throw. They can't. It's illegal. They can't throw. So it's clinched for 3 seconds, 5 seconds. If they don't, they can do knees in the clinch. You can't throw elbows, Dutch style. So it's no elbows. And it clinched for 3 seconons and if you got their knees. But no throws. So they're not gonna throw nothing. It's
everything into those kicks. Yeah. That's gonna be good.
I finally saw a street fight where somebody was throwing leg kicks.
Really?
About that. It looks like a MMA guy picking on drunk guys, picking fights with drunk guys. Because the guy was kind of drunk, you know. But it just kind of looked good. I was like, oh, thanks. Just finally
somebody kicking somebody.
And he bounces, and the guy drum's coming at him. The guy's bouncing, and he goes, and he goes, whoa! It's kind of like, what the fuck was that? And that's what I would expect in a street fight. Yeah. If you leg kick somebody, going, what?
Yeah. Did he just kick me?
Oh! And then it's going to sting. Oh! Yeah. And then he does it again. Bang! Oh! And it's all Charlie horsing on him now. And then he does it again. Yeah. And then he swings over to this guy's right and catches him with a winged right out here. Yeah. He knocks him back. Yeah. And then the guy's kind of getting up and he waits. He's going to throw a kick and he waits till the guy gets in the right range and shins him right in the head. Boom. Oh. Easy though. Not through. He just goes pink. He just pinks him and he goes, ooh.
Yeah, he was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk. He was drunk. But it was you never see leg kicks. And every time I watch a street from Drew, the leg's right there. Just kick that bitch.
Kick it.
I've seen so many
Make the dude
fights.
uncomfortable shit.
I've seen fights end. I've seen the pro guys end after 5 leg kicks. 5 hard leg kicks. And these guys are like, they changing the stances and shit.
You keep getting kicked in the shin or the side.
It's this part.
Yeah.
That's where they get them. Shin right there.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And you see on the MMA guys, they hit it within that range. Yeah. It's not all over there. It's right there.
There was a leg broke from a shin kick. Yeah. From a shin hitting the kick.
From a femur?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They got his leg broke.
That's happened. Dude, I've seen that twice. Yeah. And I've seen Anderson Silva did it.
Yeah.
But he hit it because he checked it. Yeah. He checked it. So he threw.
Chris Weidman checked that fucking kick.
Because he was getting his leg kicked the fuck out of him the first fight. Yeah, and his coach was like,
he wasn't gonna stop that. He's won the first fight too, though.
Yeah, he won.
He beat Silva twice.
Yeah.
Well,
he was already beating Silva that second time. Yeah. Anybody wants to say, oh, you just lost? He had already rung his bell when they clinched up. He knocked him out for a split second. Yeah, you can see his face. Oh, and he comes back when he hit the ground, but he was already beating him up. Yeah. But he hit. That hurt. Anderson went, was aiming for this part of his leg with this part of the shin, and Weidman brings this part of his upper and lower knee shin.
Yeah, that's it over. So
now I've seen that happen with him, and then I saw one of the greatest kickboxers ever happen to him, and I felt bad when I was like, oh shit, I love this guy, you know, and fuck was this? It's one of the Black Zillion guys. He does mainly kickboxing. Fuck, I forgot his name offhand. But yeah,
I seen him happen to a hockey player.
Yeah.
Where he snapped a femur instead of down there, he snapped a femur.
Yeah.
Well, he skated. It was, dude. This was the craziest Admirals game ever. Like with 3 minutes left into the first period, one of the players goes into the boards, like trips up, like hockey players do. You know what I mean? It ends up being a tumble sometimes. Like the ice is slick,
Board
whatever.
into the wall.
Yeah, and his skate comes up, hits the referee in the throat.
Ah, you saw that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Referee just grabbed. I mean, they got him off. Rushed, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You survived?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's like
I mean, I guess referees kind of got to be.
There's
that
like
happens.
6 or 7 minutes left into the period at that point. Well, they just go ahead and break for intermission and come back, and instead of 20 minutes in the second period, there was 27 or 26, whatever it was, the change. They just put it in the center frame. So they come back out and they start playing, and before that period time had expired, the fucking skater goes into the boards for the other team, goes into the boards, goes to turn, and I guess his skate got caught, like at the edge of the boards in between two.
Yeah.
Straight. Yeah. I mean, it came out of the uniform.
Oh, right. Count round. Do this thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Paul George had that happen to him.
This is when he went off the ice. He went off the ice on a stretcher.
Basketball. Off a jump?
Off a dunk. Dunk came down on his leg.
Yeah.
And on his foot.
Land wrong, man.
But it's
part of his
femur.
leg. Yeah.
Oh, it's knee.
Yeah. Knee.
Okay.
That
it didn't break. It just blew his knee out.
It broke.
Down there.
This broke.
Okay.
This
I was
broke.
gonna say, I thought
The bone come
how
out
did he
again.
break his femur from a jump? Okay,
Yeah.
I can understand shin and knees and ankles and all that stuff.
Yeah, this dude turned and snapped it himself.
Right.
Oh.
He was on the stretcher,
Sideways.
Yeah.
leg hanging off. It was. I mean, I had just seen a guy get his throat slit, and this was the grossest thing I'd ever seen. I just seen a guy get his throat
refs
slit.
have to worry about that. Has tumbling skaters and arms.
Yeah, I mean,
legs
it
cut.
happens to skaters. I can't remember. I think somebody has passed away from it in the professional leagues, but it happened in a professional game a couple years before that for the Florida Panthers. A guy named Zednik, and there ended up being a tumble, and he caught, I think it was a teammate's skate. And they said the only thing that saved his life is he didn't panic and skated straight to the bench, and he was there in that much time that he was right there with the people.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
he was
sutured up.
fell out.
Yeah.
No, he fell.
Oh, yeah.
But he went out right after that. I mean, fucking,
Lost a lot of blood
Yeah.
quick.
he hit the main.
Right. Yeah.
Jugular.
He survived.
Yeah.
Came back and playing hockey.
Yeah.
But it is what,
Hockey
like,
players are tough, man.
dude, like,
They come
what?
back.
Freak accident.
Yeah.
You've been skating on skates for years and your throats never got cut. What are the chances it's going to happen again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
I'm surprised more, you don't see more guys getting sliced.
They wear gloves.
The way they're falling. Yeah, but,
Big, thick
dude,
gloves.
those.
Yeah, that's right. They do.
Yeah, but I mean, there's exposed areas.
Right. But you're not losing fingers. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Right.
Right.
Goalies are
Cause
well
and
protected.
hockey skates aren't like sharp like a knife.
Mm.
They don't.
They're blunt.
You know. It's edges. It's just two definitive edges like a snowboard.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. You're
Not
not
sharp.
Yeah, no. You could never do shit if it was
Right.
like a knife.
Right. Oh, okay, I didn't know. I thought they were knife
Blades,
Yeah. Blades of Glory roll on the other day.
Blaze of glory. That's my
Oh,
movie
did
right
you
there.
see
That's my movie.
a little bit of what we were talking about earlier? The fucking Nintendo that's coming out. Have you seen that on Facebook? So it seems like this is actually coming out, and it's from Nintendo now, unless it's a fake Nintendo website.
They do put a lot of nonsense.
It's a small box, looks just like a NES.
Yeah.
It's got 30 games. I mean, I read the list of the games. You know what I mean? It's got 30 games programmed into it, and then you can buy an extra controller for $10.
So it's like the old style?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
I got it.
is an original
Oh,
NES
okay.
system.
Just
Oh,
me.
NES.
$60.
Really?
And it's got 30 games.
They know
all
that
the ones you want to
The
play.
kids aren't going to want that. It's going to be us that buys it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. It's gonna
What is it?
sell out.
Was it Metro Man? What the
Metroid.
There's Metroid, and then Mega Man 2.
There you go.
Mario Brothers, and then Super Mario Brothers, and then Super 2 and 3. Zelda, and then the second one, Donkey Kong.
Of course.
Dude, all the popular ones, man.
Yeah.
And it
Mario Kart, all that. I saw that they're on
Kart
Mario
wasn't
Kart
on NES.
8 now. Like they're on number 8.
Kart wasn't on NES. Kart started on.
Yeah, it started on 64.
Was it
64? No. Yeah, it was on NES. It was on NES too.
I thought it was just Mario, Dr. Mario, and then Mario Brothers, and then 1, 2, and 3.
Started then. I don't know. I never had an NES anyway, but I just knew.
I had one.
Yeah, it was Sega, dude.
Mine, I said mine beyond the first generation.
Atari,
man.
Yeah.
Atari.
Mom and Dad talk about that thing.
Yeah.
We play. I mean, we still got one.
I like
played
Frogger.
it and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, Frogger. That type of
Mine,
asteroids.
was it Asteroids and
What was the game with the slide? Was that Galactica that you had the slide and you blasted the shit?
I play that. I still play that at the laundromat.
Yeah.
Right. I played it this week. I got level 13 on that motherfucker. What I remember is the early ons was like the ones that were 3D, but they were just lines. There was a tank game that I was good at.
Yeah.
Really good at. You were in a tank, and your controls of a tank, and you were looking through this fucking visor.
I know what you're talking about.
And it was just
like red and black looking.
Yeah, but it was just like lines. The feel was just like lines of it was. I remember that. And you'd have tanks shoot at you, and you get on them, and they fucking firing at you, and you gotta line them up and bam, fire, and you gotta hit. It was good. It was
Contra.
As you before,
up, down, left, right, left. Start
fighting
30 lives.
I was a fighting game like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, when Marvel vs.
See, those came out a little bit later.
Yeah, later. Yeah. When I was in Japan and Marvel vs. Capcom came out, and I used to go to on base, and then we'd go off base to the malls and the arcades. And
where you at?
Japan.
Where?
Masawa.
Okay.
Yeah, Masawa Air Force.
Air Force?
Yeah, Air Force Base. Yeah. It was crazy.
How old were you there?
Let's see. We moved there in what, 94? I want to say. And came back in 98.
4.
Yeah. No, I wasn't 4. I think I was like, it was probably like
8,
9. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. It's good.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
You remember it. You can.
Yeah, I remember it. We did all kinds of crazy field trips.
We were
being on base.
Did you catch some Chihuahuas or what?
Nah.
When I was in Okinawa, I didn't fish either.
Right.
We went fishing.
Wish I did.
We went fishing. There was like,
get you a GT.
It was. I didn't know they had them out there until
they
now.
have those
Like
seawalls that they stand on.
Seawalls. That's where we fished.
Motherfuckers like
and
in deep water, like right over top of them.
Like 100 foot water. Yeah,
these things are crazy.
Yeah, it's scary. I used to be
giant
scared of
jacks.
Yeah,
they're like 50-foot jacks. They're like jacks, like you balling jacks, like the little prongs.
Oh yeah. You talking about the big? Yeah, that's all it is. And I was scared to death of heights. And we would go, and he'd be like, "Well, this is where we're fishing," and I'd get out and I'd look. You're looking off these seawall, and I'm like, "Daddy, that's at least 100 feet down," and I don't, there's the undertow and everything they tell you about the water. I'm like, We went out on the boat one day. We got seasick. It was real rough at it. We went to like one of their biggest bass lakes, like where the guy caught the new world record, the Tide world record.
Yeah.
We went there. I can't remember the name of the lake. We went there, caught a bunch of small ones. That was cool because I hadn't been bass fishing. We didn't bass fish for 4 years. We didn't really fish like that for 4 years.
Yeah, and then you find some fish in there.
Finally find.
You got to go to a compound where they can't kill every fucking thing they catch.
Yeah. They used to. No, I think they're pretty good about conservation now.
Yeah, now.
I'm offshore. I'm not sure. The lakes are pretty.
I mean, they had stocked they would have stocked pay
the whales though.
Pay to catch carp ponds, trout ponds. Yeah,
dolphins.
Fuck you, dolphin. Fuck you, whale. It's South Park.
I just watched the South Park episode for like the first time in I don't know how many years.
Oh,
it's just like,
man,
oh my
you gotta
god,
watch that shit. You gotta watch.
It's still funny. Like,
Did you watch a newer one?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a newer one.
The new one's way funny.
Yeah. I was like,
it's so
it's
better
good.
now.
Yeah.
Jamie and Mark were talking about a South Park episode, but I can't remember which one it was. It was hilarious.
At work, whenever something happens, something dumb happens at work, I'm like, South Park already did this.
Yeah.
If somebody says something like, I went to a zip line, South Park did move shit on the zip line.
Yeah.
And I showed her and I was like, this is how boring it's gonna be.
Yeah.
This is how sucky it's gonna be. And she was like, right.
South Park, get it.
It is zip line.
I think the last one, it was the
those are like South Park characters.
Timmy and no, that's
Cheech
Cheech and
Chong.
Chong.
It is,
Yeah.
but it
Cheech and Chong right there.
you just chopped them off.
Yeah.
It's almost South Park.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I think Pharrell started the like little character type. He did himself and NERD and did them.
Pharrell.
Too, yeah. I seen that guy driving one. I can't remember what.
Dude made a lot of money.
Riding around in a Phantom, $500,000 car.
I'm
Just
drummer dude.
Whatever.
that thing is back. Yeah, hey, whatever.
He does all and fucking
he didn't put his work
yeah.
in. Yeah. He put his work
And Chad, you never hear anything from Chad at all.
No, really don't. Seen a picture with Pharrell.
Pharrell has a partner.
Yeah.
In this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he has a partner in this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's Pharrell and Chad.
Yeah.
Was the Neptunes and all that. And you know, it just everybody always thinks Pharrell did all this and that.
No. Chad's taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome,
Behind the
man.
scenes,
Those guys are local and they make
No, I know.
it huge.
Made it,
They're the
made it.
biggest producers there is, and
That came from here,
one of
even
them.
bigger
Yeah.
than Timbaland, yeah.
Yeah. My drummer, my drummer for Stank, he knew him. I think he would score.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, fishing this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to.
How far are we in?
I don't know. What time
Like
we
an hour.
start?
It's 8:55.
What time we start? Yeah.
Like
That's
7:45.
true.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, we probably start at 10 after, 12 after, or something like that.
So half hour we're gonna talk about some fishing. Yeah. So I go into Norfolk and look for flounder. I'm just going. It's a Sunday, so I'm trying not to go anywhere where there's a lot of people. And I go on the drop off, and I'm dropping down, and just croakers, a little croaker, not even keeper size croaker, like that size croaker, not bait size croaker.
Yeah.
And a lot of them. And then I did kind of do more exploring. I went out and hit another channel marker and found another drop off out where that next buoy out. So I fucked around out there just to feel that drop off.
Yeah.
Then I came back in. Then a boat came and he had to keep his motor on the drift and it was loud. I was like, it's Sunday, I'm fucking Sunday. So I went around the corner and there's a flats. It's just a shallow flats and I just set up and just started casting. Casting. And I hooked a 20-incher red. Right in the boat, and he got off. Then I hooked that little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I took a picture of that one. And that was.
Well, that's good because they weren't even there last year.
Yeah.
They weren't there. They weren't.
Dude, everybody's catching little tiny ones.
I need to go hit my area over there and see.
Apparently,
what's back
Kobe
there.
like
I
those
guarantee
things.
they're back there. Kobe like those things.
Yeah, I like
You like those things.
And Monday.
One of my buddies had one accidentally in the lab well, and ran out of the rest of the croakers.
Slung him on out
40
there.
pounder.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. A little fishing can go to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slung him on out.
That's
Then Monday I went and the
I
wind
was like, ooh, that may be a crime.
It's gotta be.
Hooked up.
I'm inside.
shit. One time I was when it was great trout where like you keep one.
Yeah.
I had one. I was like, well, it's legal.
Yeah.
Put that down for a red.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. He's getting eaten. He's getting eaten.
Then Monday the winds are supposed to be calm. We were going to go to the ridge, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to go to the bridge. Blowing. Rain.
It was.
Howl.
It wasn't supposed to blow till later.
Yeah.
And so I get out there. I get set up noon. I launch at 10. Slacks at noon or whatever.
Yeah.
I get set up. I catch one. All right. 12-inch. I'll catch more. And I might catch another bigger one there.
Yeah.
Let him go. Lose one more bait, and then when it was like a northwest at 6 on the way out, so it wasn't great, but it wasn't stopping me either.
Yeah.
I'll just be able to cruise right on out there. And as soon as I do that, winds go northeast.
Yeah.
At 15, And it's just, and you look, and it's not just a gust.
Yeah.
It's white capping already coming from the ocean. You can see
Yeah.
it. You're like, oh, fuck, that's just a steady wind. That's just a steady goddamn wind.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, okay, so I just get off for a while. The current picks up.
Yeah.
And I get off, and I go around the island, and I wanted to go flounder fishing on the red side.
Yeah.
On the east side, you can't go over there. It's fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
So I go on this side. And I didn't fish too much over here because I knew I was going to lose a lot of jigs. So I went to the tube, and kind of went over the tube, basically in the shoals at this point. I'm getting broken. So. And I see sheep's head all over the place, just like that. Just like the clear there and the baby there. I'm like, damn it. So I get ahead of them and try to drop a spadefish bait back to and like lay it on a rock.
Yeah.
And I just kept drifting into it. And, you know, I just couldn't do it. So I was like, that might be a good idea.
That's a good idea to try.
That's when you catch them on the fucking mirror, son. They make jigs and shit.
They probably will. Yeah, but so I just seeing it was cool. Abandoned that. Came back to the piling again. Got set up again.
Yeah.
And waves are breaking like this off the piling, and I was like, "Oh, that's the picture I want!"
Yeah.
Like this wings of water coming off this fucking piling, and I just lose. I'm just losing baits. I'm just like trying to fish out my baits, and just losing because I can't hook anything. I'm up and down.
Yeah, up and down.
And so I get done. I go to the island. I text Lee. Like, "Can you take me back to my truck in like 2 hours?" Just seeing where he was like, "Yeah, I get all working." I was like, "All right." So, it was. It was an enjoyable paddle going from there. I basically came down to about this small boat channel and then made my angle towards Little Creek. And just cruise.
Yeah.
4 foot swells.
Yeah, you're gliding.
Just cruising, it was fun. It was fun. Made my day. To get back, walk to my house and get ready to get my wheels to get my boat, and he shows up. Throw him off
I just finished at the gym, so I scooped him up.
Scoop him up. Yep.
Drop me off my truck. And,
Yeah. I went out like that. What day was that? Maybe it was Sunday. I can't remember what day it was I went out, but I went out and it was.
That's right.
It was calm when I first, when we launched. By the time we got to the small boat channel, it picked up out of nowhere. And so I'm like, we're already out here. I'm just gonna keep going. It's fishable to a certain extent, but the wind was going with the current. Outgoing current. So I said, okay, let's just go hang around the island. We went, try to find some triggerfish. Couldn't find any. Met up with Tom Powers out there. He had just caught a triggerfish, so I was like, let's try around for him. Didn't find any. I said, I'm going to go ahead and jig for flounder. Haven't done it in a while. Well, I did it fishing when we went for the reds or whatever. No luck or whatever. So went out. Finally got me a big flounder. Nice flounder. Yeah, 22. Yeah. So.
And that's what I want to do. It's a good spot. And that's how I actually.
Yeah, I said I want to try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you caught last year. You caught a 22 on the big jig. Yeah.
That thing came in. It was urgency.
Yeah.
I caught one out there last year. Gave it to a guy.
Yeah. So that's a good. I mean, there's
I
guys out there drifting
gave it to a guy.
I
ain't got a cooler. I don't have a way to keep a hold of this 22-inch flounder.
I mean, guys fishing for them when we're fishing for reds.
Fishing for reds.
And that's how we found the reds there, because Ryan Jones, the artist, he was fine fishing. He hooked one. That's the one where he swam in the water and revived.
Yeah. Probably about to get eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
Almost got air jaws.
That red probably had bite. I'm gonna look at that picture. I guarantee that red had bite marks.
I think it was pretty clean. Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
About to get air jaws going out there.
Swimming with it.
Swimming around.
Yeah, swimming with it. Like, let's go, buddy.
Yeah, that was a good flounder. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I also had incoming with the east winds. So he was either hug each piling eddy to eddy on the way back in, or see if Lee can bring my truck. And enjoy this paddle.
Yeah. That was gonna be a bad paddle.
Yeah. We all know what it is.
Yeah.
We all know exactly what that is.
Just like, geez.
Exactly.
Even though the wind is somewhat behind you, it's still so much to the side.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
and
disgusting.
incoming current blasting with the wind, so the wind's even speeding up.
Yeah.
It was so much enjoy. When I got away from the bridge and got quiet.
Yeah.
Chilling. And when I'm on tour, I'll go a couple miles out of my way. I've gone 3 or 4 miles out of my way to get a tailwind across a good distance.
Yeah.
Like I'll go 3 miles around this to get this open water spot that I can just cruise. There's nothing more better than that.
Yeah.
Open I went 15 miles on the Assateague Bay. Assateague Island. Chickateague Bay is right behind it. Had a south wind. I was on tour, and that's a 15-mile stretch. I just cruised. It was the best thing because you're just marching along with the waves.
Yeah,
marching along, cruising. Your waves, your buddy, is your army.
Pushing you. Pushing you.
Trucking right along.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit's fun as fuck.
I had a very interesting fishing week. It was eventful, but not very good. So, well, every afternoon the wind picks up at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So there's no chance I could go kayak fishing. And then last Friday it looked decent, and I was with my buddy Rob at work, and he never caught spadefish or sheepshead or anything. I was like, "You want to go try?" He's got a skiff. In case, because you know the wind's gonna pick up. Yeah. It always, I mean, like every fucking day, it's terrible. It's this west, dude. When you get a light east and you know it's going to be light, it stays that. But this west wind always gets crazy in the afternoon. We're going to get the fucking red algae soon. If the wind doesn't blow significantly out of the east, the water's going to start to get really ugly. Yeah. It's going to get, it's already starting to get too hot.
And we got rain, so it's flushing.
It's already starting to get too hot, man. Yeah. We need the wind to blow out of the east. Yeah. But, so... we get out there and we go to be near the first island, and the water turns just slick. And I told Rob, and me and David Leslie was with me, and he didn't bring his cobia rod, but I brought mine. I was like, man, we've seen fish in here recently. Like, you should probably just slow down. We'll drive around in here real slow, real quick. Before we set up for spadefish. We'll go see what we can find. See if we see what. No. To the slick water.
Okay.
It wasn't, and this was like probably a quarter mile from the first island. It wasn't a minute, and David saw a fish just swimming right on top, pushing weight, and set up. I made 2 casts off to the left side of the fish, and they're like constantly leaning towards the right, so they didn't even ever see the bait. Then we just turned the boat. You know what I mean? Cruised a little bit, got off, and Dave was like, throw off to the right side. Throw off the right side of them. They fought over it. Smoke the bucktail. I hook up. I get ready to hand. Rob's never caught a cobia. I get ready to hand him the rod. Snap. Knot breaks. I have a uni knot. I don't know. Yeah. Somehow I tied a bad knot. Yeah. You feel like this big at this point. Yeah. It's terrible. Then we caught tiny spadefish. No sheep's head.
Right.
And then barely made it back to way inside Lynn Haven because the tide was low because the storms were coming, so we had to get it, and we couldn't stay out as late as we wanted. And barely made it back in, and the storms nailed as soon as we were in the car driving. Downpour.
Yeah. That's how it was on the way over.
Saturday I went fishing with Rick. And we were supposed to go in the ocean, and our plan was to go straight to the hot dog, troll for mahi. Well, the wind blew really hard overnight, and it got really rough. It was blowing out of the west, so it was straight behind us, which fuck this west wind, I'm over it. It blew west, it was behind us, and we cruised out at like almost 30 miles an hour, 26 knots or something like that. We were moving. All the way out, waves behind us the whole way, except until you get out there when it gets too bad, and we hit a wave, and I swung into Rick, and he, like, my arm hits his, and the throttle goes down, and the wheel turns.
Whoa!
And he was like, all right, well, that's enough.
Time to go.
Wow. He's like, that's enough. We were right at the fish hook at that point, which is, you can't see the tower from there, you're south of it, but bottom contour. They call it the fish hook. We set them out, man, and it wasn't 15 minutes probably, and we had a nice dolphin on. Get it right up to the boat, and I go to gaff it, and somehow I fuck that up, and it snaps the line right in my hand.
Cat in the hook.
Like, it snaps right in my hand. From that point until noon, every rod that bent over, and it was a lot of times, just would, before anybody even got to it, would just bend over, be tight as shit. You'd see a gaffer back there jumping and then gone. It just sucked. It was rough, and a lot of times the fish were higher than you were. It's really hard to keep a fish hooked when he's above you. Jumping in the waves.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The line there sometimes even like straight, like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It makes my stomach queasy.
We were in a little tiny boat. Yeah. Super fun, man, but it was just too rough. And then we get out to the hot dog, which is a little deeper, you're approaching 80, 90 foot. And on top of it, it's shallower. And so we get out there, and we always pull a Rapala plug on the flat line, just to have something under the spread. You know what I mean? A big Magnum Rapala plug. Well, this thing gets torched. I mean, it hits, and the drag, the clicker's just screaming, the drag's screaming off the reel, and you look at the water, and we're still going forward at 7 knots, and the water, the fishing line is sending spray off of it going to the side. This thing is just torching. And it fucking eventually slows down. We start getting lines cleared. We start working it back towards the boat. I mean, it's got big, long body shapes. We're thinking a big wahoo. And the hooks just pull. This is afternoon. We have nothing in the box. We've had a dozen mahi jump off or close to it. And now, dude, this bite goes off, the reel goes off. It's so, Rick's reactions are incredible. He's just sitting there driving. This thing goes off, and we're staring at it. He's like, whoa, whoa, holy shit, the plug. We got the big bite. He's like, that's the big bite. That's the big bite. That's all. Reaction. That's the big bite. And it was. We're believing it was a wahoo. I mean, the way it screamed line. If it was a king mackerel, it was a fucking. We're talking. It felt like a 50-pound fish at least when I was pulling it back towards the boat. I mean, this thing was big, and when it shook its body, you could feel that it was long, big fish. And it was just, dude, they're hooked in the side.
Right.
They get close to that thing, and those swinging treble hooks get them. Fuck that, over it. I like having a bait down there, but I'm pulling it on a planer from now on. I'm getting a setup or something, I'm pulling a planer. With a fucking Islander and a J-hook.
Right.
Got him in the fucking mouth. 6 inches of wire.
Because he's hooking, the fish just rips out of the mouth eventually, right?
Especially a big giant fish like that. I should have backed the drag off like we were king mackerel fishing. But, I mean, you don't know. The drums swallow the goddamn things, but they're the only thing that we've seen have it in the mouth.
Right.
Most of the other fish, we call it a brainer.
Right, because it's in the face.
We brain the shit out of the gaffers with that thing. Normally the nicer ones. But actually, and we ended up catching 3 gaffers. After that, we ended up landing 3. We jumped a few more off. But we landed 1 each. We got 1 each, and we caught the one thing we had caught before noon was a Spanish mackerel, and it was probably getting close to 4 pounds. Ate a fucking ballyhoo on the long rigger, and fucking 20 miles from shore.
That's crazy.
What the fuck is that skipper back there? So we ended up, and I made some daisy chains the day before at with Larry at Dwayne's house up the street, and got out there and we pulled one of my chains on the left short rigger, which is you got a flat line, which with that side we had the plug, and then you have your short rigger, and then you have a long rigger bait. Because Kevin doesn't know anything about it.
I don't know really too much about this offset.
So and then the other side we had 3 baits out on that side on top. So we've got baits on top, and then you got this thing. Well, they would come up, and we didn't put any meat on the lure on my daisy chain, which is just 3 squids in a row, and then a lure behind them, like a marlin lure, except small. I got a lot smaller lure up there.
Tear it up. Bite.
They get it. And they would come up, man, and all day they would hit that thing, and then another bait would get, then we'd get a good solid bite on another bait. It teased fish, got fish up in our spread all day long. It was super cool. Something I made, and ended up being the biggest fish of the day. Came on that, and came tight. I mean, I was sitting there on the gunnel, under the T-top in the shade, and Matt was in the sunny side, and it happened on the sunny side. But I was sitting there just watching it out of the corner of my eye. I just saw, I could see the bait, and I just see an explosion, and I stand up, and the line comes out of the rigger, and everything at the same time, and Matt grabs it. It was just cool, just to be sitting there chilling, and it was, watching that lure chug, and then all of a sudden it was just like, whoosh.
That would be
just
crazy.
shot from underneath.
I gotta do that. That'd probably be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the blue-green smash, man,
Yeah.
those things are amazing looking.
Yeah.
Dolphin are incredible looking fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not too far out. Yeah.
No.
Tower width. Tower.
If the wind would blow out of the
Distance.
east, they'd get in that far, but we're out further than that right now.
Yeah, the
We
ride's
need
rough
that
on
east
me.
wind, man.
Yeah. The ride's rough on my legs. And
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a
legs and
bean
ankles.
bag.
Yeah, totally.
Get you on a boat. Jay's getting, dude. We might start to be able to do some shit, like we taking the kayaks places and doing stuff like yourself. Jay is he's having it. I mean, he's doing it right. He's having it surveyed and everything. But Jay's looking at a 27 tournament contender right now. That's a 30-foot center console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The 20. It was because of the way the SKA was set up for the boat classes and length. It was what you called your boat. So they would. This thing was 27. It's a 30-foot center console.
Right.
Twin 250s, 1.7 miles to the gallon, which, running at 40 miles an hour, that's really good.
Yeah.
Should be cool, and we can do cool stuff in that. Plus, we'll have space to keep bean bags where people can sit.
Yeah.
That's comfortable. Bean bags are really comfortable.
Yeah.
We fucking slayed those togs that day.
So when I went out.
When we went with Rick. Me, Kevin, and
Oh
Rick.
yeah. At the tower.
The last time Kevin went on the boat.
That was last time.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
It was crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I told Rick, I was like,
It wasn't this past New Year's.
Yeah,
it
was the one before. I told Rick, I was like,
Yeah.
let's see if Kevin wants to go. He was like, fuck yeah, dude, I ain't
cold
cold
as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, been cold as shit.
Yeah. And then no fishing in a while. Yeah.
I mean, we caught the hell out of him though.
Yeah, it was fun.
But we caught him from the first bait until we were out of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we caught it, and it sucked because
Big ones.
No.
no, but the bigger ones were starting. We were catching the last ones we caught were bigger, and then we were out of bait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were catching the bigger ones later, and then we were out of bait. Jay and I went back and torched them there.
Yeah.
And then you go back, you can't fish that spot in a north wind at all.
Yeah.
The wreck, you can get hooked up to the wreck, but you'll never feel it. It's the way it's laying, that piece of the tower wreck, you can't fish it. It just, you can't get tight enough up on your anchor to even get close enough to fish it
Yeah.
with a north wind. It's crazy.
Just the way it's laid out.
Yep. Just the way it's in there. So, I mean, I guess you go out with a different current, and you couldn't, even with the wind that we fished in, you wouldn't even be able to get on it.
Yeah.
But the spot we had was like, I mean, dude, you would hit a ledge and then just drop.
Yeah, it was radical.
Yeah, it was
just
crazy, man.
foot.
The fish were everywhere.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think there's some questions on the.
Yeah, I said my phone's.
Yeah, and I went to Lesnar.
Buzzing.
Caught
Yeah.
two
I
small
noticed that,
flounder. Two small ones. It was cool because the guys were constructing on the east side, and that's the side I wanted to fish
You gotta
on.
pick up the sheet print. I got it right there.
Oh, okay.
That's the side I wanted to fish on, was the east side. And that is, I haven't been there in a while, that shoaled over a lot. Like, that piling with the pole used to be out in the middle. That's on the beach now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It's really come from the east. It's closing from the east and opening from the west. And so that's really moved over a lot.
Okay.
A couple pilings are in sand now that used to be underwater. So they were working on that side, and I went to the other side to fish over that side because they were over there. And the guy pulled me over. He said, "We're done. The fish are over here." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I fished on that side, and just two small ones, and that was it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got, besides us, who are the baddest kayak anglers on the planet? In other words, who do we look up to? I mean, I don't pay that much attention to really what's going on. Those guys that catch all those pelagics are fucking badass.
Yeah.
And there's guys that fish out of Florida, even the normal guys. Mm-hmm. But of course, you got your guides like Brian Nelly, even even though he runs all Hobies, whatever. That dude's fucking killing it, man. Yeah. He consistently is putting people. He catches the biggest tuna. He catches the most fucking sailfish. I mean, those guys fucking kill it. That is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
That's really what I look up to.
Yeah.
It's not any specific person, whatever. I mean, I just mention him, and that's Pushing Waters Kayak Charters is that who I know down, I not even know, but have seen Florida.
Yeah.
And it looks insane. That's the guy, he fishes, I can't remember, like Vero or something, I think. I don't know.
Okay, it's East
I don't know,
Coast.
I can't remember. He's East Coast, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And north of Miami.
Right. Yeah.
In between Miami and Lauderdale, I guess. Whatever the stretch is through there.
I think it's further north than that, I think. I thought it was. I think it's a little bit more the open, like where Gene north. In that area, where it really comes out of Miami. I think it's north of that.
Yeah, he's up there killing it. We got our ocean kayak guys that are down there.
Yeah.
The guys in Hawaii, I don't know, this pelagic's really...
Yeah, the Hawaii...
That's really what I see as awesome.
Because we don't have...
And everybody's on this whole bitching about life jackets thing, and look at those guys out in Hawaii, and nobody's saying a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, leave... Isaac is hooked up to a 200-pound yellowfin.
Yeah. No, for me, it's definitely the Hawaiian guys because of that pelagic and their heritage themselves. Yeah.
Joel Abramson.
Yeah. Joel's crazy fucking.
He's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Cold shit.
He's so crazy. Man. That guy's insane.
Now, of course, for me, it was Salmons because Salmons was the kayak guy. He's seeing his pictures. What actually kind of got me interested in kayak fishing part of the kayaking part of it. So. Yeah, of course him. And they say, don't meet your fucking idols. And that was cool as fuck meeting him.
I was saying it was you. I saw when I first moved here, I wasn't fishing. I wasn't doing too much fishing, few ponds here and there, straight bass. And then I got a Chesapeake Angler magazine, and it was Kevin with the 52. You were sitting there with the 52. And I said, what is that thing he's sitting on? I was like, I got to talk to this guy. I got to pick his brain. And I went there to Bass Pro Shop the next day, bought their last drifter.
Right.
The display drifter. And it was since then. And then, I'm always following those guys, Kwanzaa and Rob Will, man. They're ridiculous. Rob's doing, he's diving now. He's spearfishing off his, with the Yak Attack thing for the, for his gunner. It looks badass, I would never do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm not too keen about getting in the water myself.
I can't do it. I'm scared of the ocean. I don't know what I'm gonna say.
It might be different when you can see.
Because you can see. Yeah, you can see out there.
You can't see here.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it coming at me. I don't want to not see it coming at me. So the best thing to do is not get in the water. So I'm gonna stay on top of it.
I don't swim much, man.
I don't swim. I get it. I can swim.
I might go.
Does he swim though?
I go like I dip and then I back out.
Yeah, see, I got the beach knees.
I just get wet. I don't go swimming. I just get rinsed off and then get back out of the water again.
Straight up and down.
The attempts we've made at catching cobia out of the kayaks, how many have been successful versus unsuccessful?
1.
1 billion to 1? Or I've caught,
Billy.
I've caught 2 small ones.
Yeah. I've caught a lot of small ones chumming.
Lost 2 big ones.
Yeah.
And
I've lost 1 big one and that's it. Yeah. And I've only tried it really like twice ever. And
it depends on if you really, really pay attention to what's going on.
I ate sharks.
If you're just winging it because that's what you and your buddies want to do, instead of paying attention to what's really going on, your luck's not going to be that great. If you're still heading up off, setting up in 12 feet of water off Buckrow, good luck to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Race.
Right. Like, there are certain times of the year that certain spots are better. And generally right now the fish are moving towards the eastern shore, the middle of the bay. The eastern shore, Latimer Shoal, you can always catch a fish on Latimer Shoal. Yeah. And you got a chance at Buckrow. You got a chance at the rock pile. You're right now, man, York Spit is way out there for your kayak. But York Spit is where I would want to put chum. 3 weeks ago, I went out with Shane and put chum on 9-foot shoals because he didn't want to go to that side of the bay, and we caught 2.
Right.
Yeah. And I had one swim by the boat and caught one swimming by the boat. So we caught 3.
Yeah.
And had another one swim right by the boat that had nothing to do with the fucking chum.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the chum whatsoever. Yeah. He came from way the fuck somewhere. You know what I mean? Just swimming on top.
Yeah, somebody was asking me about cobia.
I hope I see one.
Your best bet, and you may get a good shot.
I was also using
paddle the bridge.
Yeah. It's still a little bit early.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's really early right now. Your best bet is going to be like when they're catching them on the bridge. That's generally September, but it's a long paddle.
Yeah.
You got to be ready, and you got to be like you're.
It's 4 miles until you get to where you can kind of start, and then it's still another mile.
You're going to see them inside the first island here and there, and the fish that you see in there are normally big.
Yeah.
if you really want to give yourself a really good shot at them, you want to fish about a half mile past the second island towards the third island in the curve.
So that's where Rob got his.
And that's, you're just, you know.
That's a lot of paddling.
That's a lot of you're gonna
paddle. And you got these boats coming.
You're gonna have boats that cut you off left and right.
Yeah. To catch your fish.
Yeah, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They don't care. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots and lots of fish though.
Yeah.
If you see them catch a fish on a piling and they back away from that piling, hooked up way away, and you don't see a fish back on that piling, drop down and jig. Mm-hmm. They're like, especially last year, there's schools on every piling.
Yeah.
There wasn't just a single. Look, most years it's singles, doubles, sometimes triples. Last year, it was 20 to 50.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and paddle out there when this September.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah.
It's all catch and release this year
especially when it's fine because I don't want to be out that far and have to paddle back with a fish.
With that, yeah.
Yeah, I want it's just a long.
Yeah, my 60 pounder was only 2 miles from the.
I don't want to be 8 miles out.
How are you gonna do?
And it wasn't 100 degrees either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How? But I'm trying to figure out how you're gonna put that fish in the boat green.
Don't know yet.
Or
don't know.
And even fish
Don't know.
rips, you're gonna wrap that.
Sometimes
Don't know.
you gotta put
I don't know.
Okay.
You don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm sitting here. I've been brainstorming.
I mean, you
like,
don't even have to put them
how
in. If
would
you
it-
don't have any desire to keep them, or they're out of season or whatever, you don't even have to bring them in the boat if you don't want to.
That's true, but
If it's a
Yeah.
release citation, I'll register one just because I haven't registered
Right,
one,
yeah.
and I'll register one that I haven't a fish species I haven't registered. If I catch a big croaker, I'll register that.
Yeah.
And that but I want to measure it, so I'll at least maybe try to get next to the boat and get a picture like that. I don't know. If it depends how tired it is, but then again, those thing fuckers die quick when they're tired. Rick's, he had his in his boat. I caught this little buddy. By the time I paddled back to him, the thing was already lost color.
Yeah.
I took a picture of it. The thing was like graying out already. It was like fuck, dead. Already stiffening up. Wasn't nothing. It was 10 minutes at the most.
Because it would be bad having that thing attached to a boga with.
Depends on
wrist.
worn out. No,
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't. My bogas don't have wrists
Yeah.
anymore. It's tied to the boat.
Yeah.
But
No, man. Dude, that big one, way less violent
than the smaller ones. Yeah.
and that's what I'm thinking. Worn out.
Yeah.
The big one was way less violent, dude. And I mean, how worn out? I don't know how worn out he was. I felt that fish quit.
Yeah.
I made the fish quit, man. I like look, you guys have. You guys know how to do that.
Yeah.
And you see that. You can make a fish.
And you can also feel it
just
when it
fucking.
happens.
You can feel them when they're like, "Dude, fuck this. What
dude
the
is strong."
fuck this, man? I mean, I'm in the kayak,
Leaning.
and this fucking giant intrepid boat is next to me, and my reel is like up at my chest, and the fucking 3/4 of the rod is just in the water, and I can see this fish, and I'm staring over at him, and he's like faced like this. And I'm still pulling him backwards. And eventually the thing just turns around and comes up like this, dude. And he just swims around near the kayak and I just pull him in.
Yeah.
This is like 7-8 minutes at the most.
Right.
I mean, maybe longer than drum because the water's deeper. I mean, when he wanted to take line at their dude, that motherfucker scream off drum. That was a big
fish. Yeah.
It's going to be a long.
I've seen how the small ones.
It's going to be a longer fight just because they do the expel energy, stop energy, expel energy, res, just expel energy the whole time.
Yeah.
So there's going to have that up and go, but you can also tell when it goes.
Yeah.
And also,
Kevin doesn't like the little ones. He doesn't like fighting the little ones, but he hasn't been able to finish a big one yet either. Yeah. And it's different. And he
because I'm fighting with big tackles, so it's just like you know. And last time when I went out with Billy when we went to Eastern Shore, I had a small rod. In case I saw a small one, you know, I was gonna have try to have some fun.
Small ones I caught with Jay that day. They were fun on his rod, and that
the
ugly stick. Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah. But talking about them going crazy and stuff.
70-pounder on that.
You know, I've seen guys who tie off a fish to the side of the boat to bring the fish up, and that fish ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm thinking about on the boga grip. If he's done fighting on the boga grip in the water while we're getting pictures set up, should be able to do it. I don't know if he doesn't.
I mean, guys pick them up and hold them for pictures all the time. You know, without having.
And they still have color to them. They don't look like they're graying out. They
release
have a lot of life to them.
Yeah.
And they release them. And
Oh, dude, they look. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see when it happens how wild it's going to be. We'll just we'll figure it out.
That one I saw last year was motherfucking.
And if we go together, I mean, if one person hooks up, the other person's probably gonna keep on fishing.
Yeah.
Let this fight run out forward. Let the person fight. You know, we'll take pictures when the fight's done.
Yeah.
Just because we might be able to get doubles and sure whatever. You know.
We'll
do that.
Yeah, I'm going.
And in the day, I'll take my 4.7.
Them tridents though.
Yeah, it was.
The tridents. Yeah, finally get to talk about that like real, like actual talk about it. Yeah.
Those things are pretty. Those things are pretty.
The seats.
What are
awesome.
they? How much? So are they really that much heavier?
What I saw was a Frankenstein boat. So I saw what they cut a boat off,
the prototype,
put it together on a trident body. You know what I mean, and basically kind of showed what it was going to be like. It was a prototype. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's going to be that heavy. I guess the seat weighs a little bit more. There's gear stuff in it. I don't know, about 20 pounds heavy. I don't know. It seems like a lot. But the original Trident now is nothing to it. I mean, there's nothing to it. So it's 67 pounds. It's light as fuck. It still, I guess, it puts it in that ultra weight range, right? And that's in the ultra weight range is the thicker plastic that's in it, and also all those little fucking screws they have in it.
Yeah.
The brass screw weighs a lot. I didn't realize those weighs 5 pounds when you put them all together. Yeah. There's like 20, 30 screws in it or something. So I guess it's going to be that stuff.
They didn't take the rope off.
Yeah, they didn't. I thought they were. I thought they were on that one, so it's fine because I use those rope for stuff.
Yeah.
I use it for my paddle holder. I already saw the first thing to come off is they have the paddle holder right here. That's there. That's fine. You see the strap up top for the paddle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got your paddle strap now.
Yeah.
In front of the hatch.
That's cool. They got that from Thrasher.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that.
So you got that there. You have. It looks like they're not. What we thought they were going to do was an ultra through hole. Right in front of the hatch. They're not doing that. They just put which is fine for me because my tour boat, that means I have an inside space and we don't have that hole in the bottom. They're gonna do the scupper hole transducer like they did on the ones now, which is fine. Yeah. Tracks, right? You got tracks here, track there, up front. The hatches.
Tracks on tracks.
Tracks on tracks. The seats, awesome. The seats, the deal. Yeah, and everybody's thinking wants to put it up. Everybody wants a fucking dry boat and a kayak.
So they want a dry boat. Yeah, you're gonna get wet.
Oh, you know what's happening now at work?
Peddling.
Peddling, right? Lee's losing his goddamn mind.
Yeah, we're peddling. I like that boat though, man. I like that Predator.
Man, it was over $3,000.
Is it? Oh, I don't like it that much. I'm sorry.
It's a machine piece. I mean, the gears, that itself is $1,000.
Even the Minn Kota's not that expensive though. The one with the Minn Kota's is like round. Yeah.
But it's a big boat. It's in that. It's okay. But what's getting in the shop now is everybody's coming in and one of the first things they want to stand up, right? Yeah. They want to stand up. Yeah. And I'm like. And I've been for so long. I've been working their way out with the kid. Depends. They want to go to First Island, but they want to stand up. Yeah. I'm like, well, there's no. You're not standing up, and you're not sidecasting too much out there. You really only the first thing we realize when I say it, the only reason to stand up is the sidecast. You're not standing up to stretch. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I've been trying to lean people towards the tridents or tarpons, and now I'm getting so fat. I'm like. Fuck it, go get this big ass boat because you're not gonna paddle to where I paddle. Yeah. So go ahead and buy that fucking barge because I'll see you. Yeah, Lee takes care of it. These pedals. I'm like, man, it's a market. It's a market. It's everybody,
it's everywhere.
Everybody's gonna be out there. Everyone.
Did you see the feel free one? That one looked like. So okay, from what I understand is when I first looked at it, it looked like just a picture. I'm looking at a picture; it's not hard to see, and it looks like a 1950s space age spaceship contraption. It's got this brass, it's like all silver and shit. And I was like, damn, it's a crazy aesthetic look to this thing. But apparently, you can put a motor into that. Now, this is Taiwan made, so who knows? But
hey, they make pretty good shoes, man. They keep the Jordans right, the leather quality is amazing, so we might be good. I don't know.
Well, them lures have nice seats to them.
Yeah. There's some bad stuff. I want to go to an ICAST show, man. Like,
the lures have
get to meet a whole bunch.
Yeah, the seats of the lures are nice. Yeah. The best of that style of seat. Because low back, can actually paddle that thing. But any more questions on that?
Man, people be asking.
People be asking shit.
How do you keep small crabs alive, and then how do we keep mole crabs alive? Fiddler is normally in a little small bucket or cooler or something without ice or nothing. You know what I mean? Like fiddler, anything that will stop them from being cooked.
Right. Yeah.
You just can't cook fiddlers. Fiddlers can take the heat. They just can't get cooked.
Right.
Yeah.
Mole crabs in the shade in like.
I was actually keeping dozens alive at home.
Yeah. Keep them in sand.
In sand in a bucket.
That much sand in a 5-gallon bucket full, 5-gallon bucket filled. Yeah. Two 20-gallon aerators in there with it. So it's raw. Yeah. And the only issue is when they have eggs, when those eggs drop, it's fucking fucked in there. You gotta clean that shit out. Clean the sand out. You gotta just do the whole thing. Because they'll drop eggs, or one of them with eggs die, those eggs release. So that really muddies the water. Otherwise, I've kept 4 dozen at a time in my house. Yeah. Like for a week or so. Yeah. Just kept changing. Every time I go fish, I just bring water and change them out. Yeah. But otherwise, like going out, we just kept them in a container and dip with water.
And keep them
moist.
Yeah.
Saw a guy.
Please talk trash about the new pedal drives for a while as well. Lee loves to kick.
Wait, that's what I said. He texted me this morning and said, man, it's a market, man. It's a market. Gotta feel it. Just like these giants.
Did Brock do them roids?
Yeah, I don't know. I already covered that. And with the not know all the stuff with the supplements. That's such a weird, because Frank Mir got busted, and he thinks it's from the meat that he had, and when he was in New Zealand, he had kangaroo meat, and they think it was steroids in the kangaroo meat that showed up.
Seen some of those kangaroos, man? Like,
did you see the one? He's at a window or something.
Dude, he's like his chest and everything real big,
but his hands, his goddamn claws, he's got fucking raptor claws.
That's you up, man.
Holy fuck you!
I've seen the.
I just see his hands. I got just fuck you in his hands, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And he's all chest out, and shoulders.
You ever seen
him
fight? I've seen one put one to sleep.
Yeah.
Like they
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. And they just sitting there.
Slows it down.
And went to sleep and lays him down. Lifts his arm up. I was like, wow.
Yep. Okay. I saw Rogan on a podcast. Rogan see it, and so Rogan's calling it. I have Rogan. I actually saved this. Rogan calling a bear fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was like totally like jiu-jitsu. He's like hip control. He's in a butterfly guard here. He's pushing off. He's rolling him over. Yes. It was from that Grizzly Man.
Okay.
So he's like, well, watch he starts going. Wait a minute. Let me rewind that. Watch this. Look at this technique.
Grizzly Man.
My weekend didn't get any better either. I still have another fishing day.
I didn't get any better.
Oh wow.
Where was this one? Where'd you go this time?
So Mike's dad got a charter, and we went fishing for cobia in the bay on Sunday, and conditions were perfect, and there were fish everywhere, and they would not eat a fucking thing. Nothing.
Croaker, eels, bucktail, none of it.
Eels, bucktails, croakers, ronsies, nothing.
Ronsies.
The ronsies.
Nothing. They didn't eat any fucking thing.
Top water.
I mean, at least, you can't. Mike's dad paid for the whole thing. Yeah. You can't feel ripped off. I don't feel like if you see fish all day.
And you're casting them.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we were stopped in casting a lot.
Yeah.
And it was obvious, like, that there were fish, and like it wasn't like, oh, there's a fish, just to do, Mike was in the tower with Brian all day, and then fucking whatever.
Whatever. See them everywhere.
Saw one set of fish on Friday, threw it hooked up, and broke a knot. And that just started the
whole week.
Started it free fall, son.
You do for a good week. I can fish this weekend. It's gonna rain tomorrow, man. I'm fishing.
Oh yeah, sure. Off tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm off. Yeah, I'm taking a boat.
Any luck with sheep's head at Lesnar Bridge? There would be, and you can definitely catch them there.
Yeah, they're there.
There's every bit of water that goes into the Haven Inlet goes through Lesnar Bridge. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah, and I fished for 2 hours. I fished from like 10 to 1, 11 to 1.
You gotta know when you can go.
11:30.
Every single bit of water that goes in and out of that inlet comes through that bridge.
Right there.
And it's under construction right now. They dropping concrete and
It's even scary. I haven't been there since they started doing it.
Yeah, that's the first time in 2 years. I think.
I was like,
That's why I was so surprised at the shoaling. I haven't been back since they did.
Yeah.
since
that
shoaling
bridge looks
began.
crazy, man.
It's awesome.
It does.
That's in like you see, notice the engineers coming on the post. I posted a picture today. But the Florida bridges look like that. And they were the quietest bridges I've ever been under. I mean, I'm a bridge aficionado at this point. I just love. Shades. I stop underneath
Have
them.
you been at the 3 Mile Bridge? No. Yeah, you were there.
3 Mile? No.
3 Mile,
no,
the one they catch all the. Oh.
That's further down. I went to Key Largo, which is further up.
No. 3 Mile is the one at up. The one the guys in the one the guy in Brandon Barton and
the Panhandle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one.
The one they catch the Reds on at site in the light line and shit.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that's at.
It's Florida.
Okay, that's
Florida,
Richie goes there.
Sportsman's
Yeah, but I'm not sure where. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So many bridges.
I passed through it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was daytime too.
Yeah. Damn near one of those bridges hold tarpon. That's what's crazy about it.
It's only
Down south.
Marty Moon, that's where Marty Moon's
yeah.
fishing now. That's where he catches those
Yeah.
tarpon.
Oh yeah.
Richie, her Richie
where
is
he's at.
fishing. Yeah, he's fishing.
Yeah, Richie, Marty, and Barton all fish right in the same area. I think they fish. Barton's got a kayak service now. He catches a lot of fucking fish, but he's not on like as big of the pelagic game as the guys that are fishing in South Florida on the East Coast.
Yeah. But they have them there. It is after seasons.
Yeah, they just have seasons. Yeah, and they do a lot more bottom fishing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a lot, not a lot more, but they do
current.
bottom fishing there.
There's less current for them there to be able to do it. Like they don't even have the anchor up.
Yeah.
It's
But you got those guys like Austin Collins and Brian Nelly. Those guys have caught golden tilefish from kayaks. Paddle out.
Yeah.
Caught golden tilefish. I mean, even though they were small ones, but you're talking about bottom dropping in deep water.
Drops the fuck off.
Yeah.
One. And there's no current. There's half knot currents at max. There's 12-hour currents. 12-hour tide.
Where are you talking about at?
Panhandle.
Yeah.
That's why it's 6 inches of tidal height, and it's 12 hours long.
Yeah.
There's no water moving.
Yeah.
There's hardly any water ever moving.
Talking about stagnant.
Yeah. Chill.
In comparison to us,
to here.
what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currents.
But of course, what we have to deal with, the guys in Georgia laugh at.
Yeah. That's why you don't hear a lot of coastal fishing for anybody in Georgia.
Yeah.
It's nearly impossible to fish.
Yeah.
To have a kayak in that area.
Yeah.
Like when I'm going through
Bass
there,
fishing,
you
big
can't.
time in
And
that area.
you,
Like
it's inshore, way inshore.
They catch the reds with the reds that they catch are inside of the sounds.
Yeah.
So that
Right.
you know what I mean.
Open
Inside
water.
up in the rivers and
That's crazy.
Yeah.
marsh.
Yeah.
But
The coastal area is fucking. It's 10-foot tides. And,
God, man. The current. Imagine paddling.
yeah, I know.
Imagine.
what you mean imagine?
I'm probably going like 15 miles an hour with the current. I mean, I'm flying. I've never been paddling that fast before, and I'm just like not even moving and woo, going. You know how you feel when you're going in Wise Point and you feel like you're hauling ass, like double that. Wow. I literally crab pot buoys buried underwater. Just you come up on them, what the fuck? You see a wake. It's doing this too because it's swinging, and what the holy shit? It's buried underwater. Yeah. Buried underwater just for 6 hours.
Freaked me out.
Yeah, it's wild.
Speaking of freaking out. Forrest just had a dolphin.
I texted him and made sure he saw
Smacked water at him. I would have shit a whole brick. That's what I told him. A whole brick would have been shit. You come up looking at me and say,
"This is your year, buddy. You gotta get some action."
Yeah, as far as
I've had my action. Like they helped me out. Like I made peace with them. I made peace with them when I had that 4 red day. Like
South Park.
They helped me out. So. Let me be out there, and a dolphin comes up, looks at me, and says, "All right," and swings his tail and smacks water on me. Like it's something, Like he said, you think he's playing with you, whatever.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, you're not. I know animals. I know dolphins, and I know that they got that side to them that they're mean and shit. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with it.
Right. Shark Week brings out the asshole questions at work too.
The what? Shark Week? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
You're fishing a kite.
You watch Shark Week?
I mean, what are the odds I get fucking air jaws, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Like, the shark doesn't see people. They think I'm that big of a seal. What's the chance I get air jaws? You know what I mean?
Dolphins,
like, that's what it's gonna have to take.
You have
South
more of a
Africa.
shot, I think, of getting
beat to death by a dolphin.
or at least
Or raped.
harassed by a fucking dolphin than getting bitten by a shark.
Yeah.
You're up on the fucking kayak.
Exactly.
They would
Shark
literally
doesn't
have
realize-
to air jaws.
Shark really doesn't realize you're a person. A dolphin knows you're a motherfucking person.
Yeah.
Right.
You look
Dolphin
right
knows.
in your eye
Yeah,
going,
they
oh,
know.
you're an ass.
Yeah, he looked at him.
He doesn't like you.
He likes you or he doesn't like you.
Doesn't like anything else.
Yeah. What's this
That's
guy
why I
doing
said
out here?
straight up thugs.
Yeah,
That's
basically,
straight up thug
thugs.
moves.
Yeah.
That-
What are you doing out here? Get out of here. You take off. You're gone.
That was
Step
it.
off. Yeah.
That was that move.
Yeah, exactly.
And therefore, I was like, I don't know if he was playing. No, he wasn't playing
He
with you.
wasn't playing, buddy. He wasn't playing, man. Wasn't playing. They all had jumping like. I remember when we saw the whale. When me and Billy were in North Carolina, we saw the humpback that was on Atlantic Beach. And Rob calls me because Rob had just landed. And he calls me and was like, "Hey, see that whale coming at you?" I said, "Fuck out, ain't no whale out here." And I'm looking. He's like, "No,
Coming at you.
turn to the left. You see where
Coming
the
at
boats
you.
are?" Yeah, I look. See the boat, two paddle boarders behind him, hauling ass trying to catch up with it, and this boat going by it. Billy's like, "Oh shit, let me go get the camera, right? I'm like, y'all can have that. I've seen, I watched too many, when animals go, attack and all
Moby
that.
Dick.
Yeah, no, you're not flipping me out of this kayak with your tail.
Jonah,
His tail
all that
is
bullshit going on.
the same size, width as that boat. Like,
Dude,
Easily.
Jay and I literally almost got in a boat accident.
From
A whale.
Oh, me and Rick were out by Cape Henry. We were trolling out there and in the kayaks, and one split us, and we were like, wait, we were too close.
Yeah.
We were too close at that point.
Yeah.
It was one of those, whoa!
Yeah.
Ah!
videos of people being lifted up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
California.
I don't want that to
Jay and I
happen.
were
excited about that.
We went out
probably
sea bass
did.
and we caught a bunch of sea bass.
Yeah.
We get going. We pull up on plane and we probably haven't been on plane for 2 minutes, leaving the triangles. And I just see the water start to push up, and I'm like, "Yo, stop!" And he pulls the throttle back, and this thing's fin just comes up right in front of the boat.
It lifted up. And just to see how big.
And
it's a
we're
fin.
talking about
Not the whole thing.
25 or 30 feet.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to run smack into the side of this fucking thing.
Yeah, that would have been a big time boat accident. Big
Yeah.
time boat accident.
Oh yeah.
And it probably
You're
would've
talking
pissed
about
them
like,
off.
dude. I mean, you're talking about snatching outboards off the back of the boat
Yeah.
and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
At that point, if he's underwater, if
hit
the
him.
hull is in a, you're talking about snatching the motors off the back of the boat. That type of shit.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what the fuck could happen? We almost hit a fucking whale.
Yeah.
A whale. Yeah.
Like, I yelled, "Stop!" and
Luckily you seen it coming up, yeah, because that
You
was
saw
bad.
the water
Yeah, saw the water
doing that
pushing,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
bad.
getting later.
It's then 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Anything else?
no, not really.
Yeah, so next week, we'll talk about a little bit upstairs, but next week I'm going to have two of my yogi friends and they're activists, and we're going to have the Black Lives Matter talk on.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. And really, I told them, I don't have a big audience. You're not going to be talking to a whole lot of people, but I'm just kind of like, got some questions about it. I mean, coming from how old I am, and I'm relating to this is the LA riots, because that was a cop.
That was more like the Frederick, what was it, where was that at? In Ferguson. Yeah, that's, LA riots was that.
In that sense.
Yeah, that's
it's an emotional reaction to an individual instance.
It was
and what it
two
was,
individual incidents.
and what it was
Same
is it blew the top off of
Yeah.
already the kind of the shit that was people were
Already
fuming about.
pissed
And
off
this
about,
seems
yeah.
like the same thing happened now.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. it's this, and there's so many different things being piled in this one movement. I'm like, okay, what is going on? And people are mad about this, but they're mad about this, and it's about cops, but it's not about cops. It's about the institution, but it's not.
There's so many different views on it,
and because it's so emotional, and because it's triggered from emotion off of media, that it stems, and it fires.
The media just
they blow it.
It's fucking crazy. The wars that they try to turn people against each other. It's so crazy, man. Because for one, in my opinion on the thing is, you can care about people and people's lives do matter. And yes, mistakes are made by law enforcement, but you can believe that people matter and support law enforcement at the same time. You don't have to hate every cop. You don't hate the police walking the streets. You know what I mean?
A lot of what I'm seeing is, it seems like people are really upset about these. They're calling it executions without justice, and it's not because some of them are. Some of them absolutely are.
Yeah.
There's absolutely some actual in-depth racism, in-depth racism institutionalized within communities. Baltimore is a really good one. You listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with a cop that was in Boston. He's saying this is stuff not even within his force. This is stuff that's deeper, way ingrained into the city's constitution, basically, that hasn't been changed, just kind of been swept under the rug, where blacks are only allowed in this area, and it's segregation, and it hasn't been changed. And it's also, they can't communicate within police forces. That's what it. So there's that level of it. That's what absolute needs to be changed. But I think it's the anger from what the people are seeing. They see something and boom, they blow up about it. A good example not even saying this is on the Black Lives Movement, but how media and what you see on media, and it fuels your thing. Like the whole thing about the gorilla being shot.
Yeah.
Did you see the whole video?
Yeah, I saw the whole video.
Okay, how many?
Like I said, I know animals.
How many saw the whole video? Because the only thing I saw on the news
was him getting drugged.
No, I didn't even see that on the news, dude. Didn't even see that on the news. All I saw on the news was the kid and the gorilla sitting there.
Yeah, the gorilla helped him up.
That's all I saw on the news.
Moved him.
They showed it on the news, dude.
The gorilla was shot. He was way down in the moat when he saw the kid. The kid was still down there. The gorilla was shot up in his enclosure.
My point is, the news wasn't showing that drag. They were going over this. So from that little segment, you saw, he was protecting the kid. That's what everybody saw. He's protecting the kid. You didn't see that part where he fucking dragged this. He's whipping this kid around. This kid's a minute away from getting stomped, killed. Right, and they can't tranquilize him because he's gonna fall on the kid.
Yeah.
They fucking had to drop.
It was a long time that he was down there. See, I think I know. I've done a lot of reading, done a lot of research on, especially on gorillas. Done papers on them. Silverback does show aggression. They're not an aggressive animal. They will protect whatever, but it was more of him getting that boy to act right. You're not supposed to be in here type thing, so I'm going to make sure that you should know that. But he left that kid alone. Right after he did that and let him know, when the boy was crying, he's like, okay, I think I got my point across, and was back up in his enclosure.
So they
shot him. Yes, they shot him up there.
See, I didn't even know that. See, that's the exact same point. I didn't see the whole video. I saw that to that to that, and he went around the corner, and then the video stops, and I was assuming that they shot him with the kid right over there.
No, you could watch.
So they could have tranked him at that point.
Yeah, they could have tranked him at that point. There's a, I can't remember the name of the dude that did the documentary. This guy brought out an orphan baby gorilla to a wild, in the Congo, mountain gorillas. Silverback was there. He had been with them for months and months and months, and had this rapport with them to where he could come in with his crew and everything and sit and just film them. And he was able to go and talk, not talk, but he's in there interacting with the group or whatever, the troop, whatever it's called. I think it's a group. And then he brings out this orphan baby gorilla, and this silverback knows, the female knows, all these other gorillas know, that you're not supposed to have this.
Right.
The female's in the front. Female makes noise. Silverback's way in the back. All you see is trees just splitting. Look like something from Jurassic Park. Raptors coming. And he stops right in front of the dude, makes about 2 or 3 noises, and starts charging him. He wasn't going to hit him. He wasn't going to do anything to him, but he was like, you need to drop that baby. He drops him, picks him up, goes on about his business, gives him to the female. He goes on, nothing happens.
Right.
Like, so that's kind of the same situation. You're not supposed to be in here. I'm gonna let you know that you're not supposed to be in here. I'm gonna go about my business.
Right.
Like, that's just silverbacks. You rarely ever hear.
So
about
yeah, so
anybody.
they could have trained him.
Yeah, they could have trained.
Shit, too.
And see,
they're huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's damn near 1,000-pound animal.
So that's
prison muscle.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, you don't want to mess with that.
But that's exactly my point. I mean, you even proved it to myself.
Yeah.
What my point?
Yeah.
That you in this whole hyper, or not hype, but the explosion of emotion that's going on about
it's what you see. Now, I say that both of these shootings that I've seen, from what you see, completely wrong.
Mm.
I'm a black man. I'm 30 years old. I have a concealed weapons license. My wallet is usually in my back pocket. Usually, before as soon as I see lights, you get that quick.
Yeah,
that's already in my lap.
Right.
Period. But he did it what he's supposed to do. He did by the law. I have a concealed weapons license. There is a weapon in this car. I need to get my wallet.
I thought he said he didn't have a weapon.
He did.
No, he did.
And he had a
did
concealed
have-
weapons
yeah,
permit.
he had
But
a
I thought he
permit,
said
yeah.
he had a permit, but he didn't have a weapon.
Oh.
Well, maybe it was
I thought
somebody.
he said he told the police he
I need to get my
had
wallet.
a permit,
Yeah.
but he did not have his weapon.
You have to let them know that you have a permit, and if that gun is either in here or not.
Right.
Right. I
Right.
think that's what I'm
Exactly.
not 100%.
So-
I think it.
The cop panicked,
Right.
foolish.
Right.
He should have asked my man, instead of letting me reach for my wallet, well, can you step out of the car, please?
Right.
I would have had no problem. I've stepped out of the car a couple times.
Yep.
Police, like, I'm gonna do what you tell me
And
to do.
it's stopped and it's controlled. And it's-
Exactly. And he just panicked.
Yeah.
And he shot him, and it's wrong. I don't think it was racially charged, but it's the fact that you see the black man
that's a
get
mistake.
shot. Like,
And
it was
I
a-
don't feel that that was
mistake.
cold,
Yeah.
It was a
blooded
mistake.
murder.
Nah.
There's been plenty of
It
that
was a
where
big
the
time
guy got
mistake.
shot, like one
That's like-
got
you're
shot in the
right.
back and threw a
Yeah.
taser on him. That's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, yeah,
This
right.
was a mistake.
Yeah,
It
this
was,
was- this-
it
that
was a
was a
nervous
mistake.
cop. He was scared to
Yeah.
death.
He was
Had his
scared-
finger on his
because
trigger.
he was still holding the gun scared
Yes,
to death while
afterwards.
the guys get dead.
Yes,
he
afterwards.
didn't know what
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
So I see it.
Yeah,
I think they're so short-staffed. They are sending
the fuse, and the fuse is so it's boom.
Yeah, anything can happen.
And just
they're sending.
I just saw
rookies out to do these things.
True.
Yeah,
You know, and cops training.
Right. I read a
They're
story about
training.
that. How talking about 3 years on the force now, you're a veteran. Like
Yeah.
you're training
you
people.
can become a police
10
officer
years
under
ago,
6 months.
15 and
Right.
20-year cops were training people. Now, 3 and 4-year cops.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
I just saw one where a cop shot a white kid. Now this is a white kid, and he's back and forth. He's got one hand up, one hand is back here.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a weapon, but his hand is back
It
here.
looks like you're about to pull away.
And he's back and forth. And he's chop. Give me your hands. Stop. Miss your hands.
Yeah.
And he keeps back and forth. I'm
That's something-
watching this going. You're going to get shot right now.
Right. I don't think they need to be lethal.
I don't
need to
think
be
they
shot,
need
but
to
they
be-
don't be lethal shots.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
You can hit somebody in the
I think
shoulder.
you need to be training
Yeah.
to shoot down.
Yeah.
And think you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you
it's
can still die from one of those,
dude,
but you
when
try.
you're
Yeah.
are you trained at center mass?
Yeah.
Are you trained at center mass?
Dude,
Are
and
you
that's-
trained at
I
center
mean,
mass?
honestly,
Are you
that's
trained at
still
center
the
mass?
safest thing. to
True.
do.
Yeah.
But
Because
but
that's not a box
that-
he has behind his back, and it's a pistol.
Yeah.
And you shoot him in the knee, and
Yeah.
he stands.
Yeah, well,
just
But you
fucking
still,
somebody
but you
else's
still
shoulder.
have,
Yeah.
you still have that split second,
to
boom,
see if he's going to pull
boom,
out. Yeah.
Right.
If he's going to pull out a gun or
on
if
his
you shoot
way
him and he
down
falls.
because
Yeah.
they shot him again on the ground.
Yeah.
They shot him again on the ground.
Yeah, and then
they shot him 2 more times on the
Have
ground.
you seen
That was-
it's
that was-
years old.
Yeah.
It's a couple years old. This
Yeah.
video is a couple years old, but it's outside video of outside of a store where they confront a guy that's in the street. I can't remember whether he was like already a suspect or whatever, but they suspected the guy being armed and dangerous. So there's a cop that's coming around this way, but you don't even see this cop yet. It's this guy's partner, and you see the guy confronting him from the front on the business and surveillance from outside, and you see the cop confronting him from the front, and the guy's like, not acting like somewhat he's gonna comply, and then all of a sudden, if you can hear it on the video, you hear the cop behind him scream gun, and then he just fucking blasts him straight from behind. The dude just falls over, and you never if you don't pay attention to that whole video, it looks like a dude just runs up behind and shoots this guy from behind.
But still, he wasn't reaching for the gun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you said his hands were up and he shot him in the back. He was reaching for the gun. Right.
He's
Yeah. Right.
like so acting like he's gonna come,
Yeah.
like he's like slowly doing his thing.
They're gonna be. It's the training.
And,
like,
and the dude comes around the corner in the building. This dude confronts him from the front, and the other guy's around the corner, and the guy around the corner is the one that screamed gun and just blazes dude from behind, just like.
I still think lower shots at first. I think
lower shots first.
Then you start training detail. It really comes down to I think what everybody wants is more top detail training.
Yeah.
Not demilitarization. They should be militarized. They should be ultra militarized. Where they should be ultra sharpshooter. They should be. Should be able to take a calf shot.
Yeah.
In compared to it, because you shoot somebody too close to here, you're gonna shoot artery. You should be able to kill. Yeah. You should be that good. Yeah, you should be that high level, and there are guys that can be that level.
Back to movies, you do realize that, like, it makes sense, but then it's movies. RoboCop was put into effect because of shit like this.
Right. Right.
I shit you not.
Yes.
I shit you not.
Yeah.
They used a robot to take out the Dallas shooter.
Right. Oh, did they?
They used a bomb.
They blew that
motherfucker up. They put something on the end of his arm, drove it into the fucking thing, and blew him up.
Yeah,
that's how you.
One shooter.
One shooter. It was one shooter, but he wasn't coming. He wasn't coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't get red flag. Yes, it's Texas. Motherfuckers shoot and practice and everything, but the dude was out there like full camo gear, his old fatigues and shit, shooting, practicing tactical drills in his backyard. His neighbors seen the shit, didn't report. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
We're gonna do that shit up fucking Damien's house soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's out in the country. Yeah. It's out in the country.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the neighborhood.
He's in a neighborhood doing this shit. Like, it's not an airsoft gun. He's out there with a real gun with no clip in it.
Dude, his wife knew he was gonna do that.
Yeah, his wife knew.
But
I'm talking. You talking about the Orlando thing? I'm talking about the one in Dallas.
You talking about Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas. It was just him that knew about the shit. He was gonna do that. So
I mean, you can't do that. You can't judge anybody because I practice clearing my house every month.
Yeah.
With my rifle. Practice clearing my house every month just to have the practice, the muscle memory, and reloading. I reload. Yeah. I do all that stuff. I do eyes closed. Yeah. I do all that stuff just
to make sure you're ready. Yeah, if we're ready for something like that. But yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
There's another thing that Jackie, a friend of mine, is up on is. The mental cops also don't know how to deal with mental illness.
That's true,
and that's another thing. That's half people are getting
right. The guy,
Mitchell.
Well, see, the thing about that, and also the thing about that,
I know what kind of guy he is, and he was my boy.
Mental.
He was probably always mental.
The thing I feel about that is when the family calls and says this shit is going on and all this, and these cops arrive, and they're screaming, this motherfucker going crazy. They don't mention. This motherfucker is actually crazy. Yeah. Right. Look, he's not going to fucking hurt you, okay?
Yeah.
Like, straight up, he's not, like, he may act crazy. Yeah, just tell him right off the bat, instead of, like, running crazy and acting crazy, you have to tell these police that show up, look, man, if he does something crazy, just don't let him get close to you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a gun. With his knife, don't let him get close to you with the fucking knife. Just don't. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Well, in the dealing with the mentally ill, crazy people situation, it's cops are trained to. Anytime you fight, anytime you do anything, you want to stop that situation. Yeah. You want to end it as fast as you can. So that's why. Cops that's what you have to handle
somebody behind that guy.
When you're at work, you have to handle hard. Yeah. Hard. It looks horrible for other people, but you have to do that to stop the situation.
Exactly.
With crazy people, you have to kind of let it feed out.
Yeah. Right. They need you to like that situation. That guy just had a knife and they had guns. Mm-hmm. You keep backing up until you get somebody behind him to get him with a taser.
Right.
Exactly. He's down.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? With a taser,
you just gotta get. You know, if it comes to if it's escalating that fast,
people getting tased.
You back up. You back up until somebody can get behind him, and that's
And the guys who die from taser. That's just
that just happens.
I read about that story, and the family is screaming. He's going, talking about he going crazy. He's gonna fuck. If he has a mental issue, you can't say he's gonna hurt people. You have to say. He's not gonna fuck. All he has is a knife, and you have guns. Just keep backing up until you can deal with it.
Exactly.
If you give them as much information as you can,
right, and that's the 911 call. They should be now trained what kind of medication, what's his background.
Anybody have any?
They ask for weapons.
My brother's going crazy. Okay, well, what is the deal with your brother?
Yes,
you know something about your brother.
Tell me what exactly is happening, and that's probably going to happen here. That's because they
need to revamp whatever it is.
Yes,
they need to.
Oh, and I know how easy it is to overreact, dude. I thought the dude that ran up on the side of my fucking S10 was drunk. He had a stroke.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right. I know how easy it is to think something else. Because you don't know the motherfucker's incoherent and trying to talk, you know. It's the middle of the afternoon. I've been that drunk in the middle of the afternoon. Not driving around. I've been fucking, you know what I mean? Whatever. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, dude. I've been hammered
all day.
Afternoon. So, so it's easy to misassess a situation.
Yeah, and that's what has to come down to is the cops have to, they have to control the situation as quickly as possible. But they also you need the background.
Yeah, if you have the more information you have, the better.
Yeah, and that's why and that's what's a shame about the black communities being so against cops so much, because the cops can't interact, and that's what was this beat cop knew everybody. So if crazy McGillicuddy went fucking nuts this day, he knows not to shoot him because it's just crazy McGillicuddy needs to calm down.
Police used to drive through your neighborhood, they know you used to wave and speak to them.
They don't fucking stay on the job long enough anymore because the jobs are fucked up, man.
Yeah.
The jobs are fucked up, so the city fucked up. They don't want to pay you shit,
and these should be the highest paid, the most professional.
$28,000 a year.
Yeah.
People used to have respect for people that were on the street, and you would see, like, driving through the neighborhood when I was a kid, it was always the same police officers. We knew them.
Yeah.
You know? They knew when we were up to fucking dumb shit. Like your parents driving around the neighborhood, you know what I mean? You've seen these people for 10 years.
Exactly. Your mailman and shit. Yeah. So it's good that it's coming out, but it's also like the blocking roads thing. I don't understand. Like that I don't understand.
I just heard about it. Well, I haven't delved into it. Seen why they're doing it or whatever.
When they did it here that Sunday, the NAACP guy went on news and was talking about it, but he didn't say a fucking answer at all.
Dude, I think
that's a non-answer.
When they did that, how long did they block up the road? Because I heard in one or more
of
the
places,
a couple
hours or whatever.
They walked up, and once the police showed up, they were like, "Hey."
The police were the ones that shut the tunnel down. They let them do it.
They needed to.
They told them, look.
And so ironic because
they probably got a time limit. 10 minutes. Do your thing. Right. Then we're gonna start clearing this out. Like, and there was no conflict.
Right. Yeah, because the irony.
That's how it should go down.
The irony of these whole protests are that some of them are against cops, but the cops are only been guys that are there protecting you from anything that's going to happen.
When
anti-protest,
they said the Dallas shootings when the fire started going off, people ran for the police officers. The police officers were helping people that were just protesting against them. As they're getting fucking shot at, not knowing they're being the ones who are just getting sniped down.
Not knowing. Yeah.
The world is crazy, man. Like,
you know what's funny, man, is I was 22 when the LA riots happened, and that's what pushed me into the Marine Corps. I didn't go into the Marine. When people thank me for my service, I went completely for selfish reasons. I did not go for pride of country. I went because I saw, okay, shit's falling apart. Dude, I need to know. I want to be able to know how to fight with a fire team because I live in a military city, and when this shit goes chaotic here, I want to be able to band up with other military guys and be able to run a fire team. And that was the only reason why I got offshore. The LA riots. Fuck this world. I want to get some training.
When we got offshore last Saturday, we thought about that. We're like, wow, it might be a good thing we're out offshore today because this is the first weekend day after this crazy week with the police and all the media and then the Dallas shootings. Who knows dude, we might go back to smoke and flames. You know what I mean? Like there's no who knows? Good. It might be a good thing we're offshore. Who knows knows what's going on the beach right
Fucking
now.
flames.
Who knows what's
Be
going
coming
on?
back to ruin.
Right. Like zombie day just hit.
All right, cool.
That shit just died completely.
Your phone?
Done. Done.
All right.
We're at 10 o'clock. We're out of here. Cool. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be
What day is it next
I'm
week?
gonna do a Thursday with them next week. I'm probably gonna do over to one of their houses. I'd rather go to one of their houses to let them be comfortable because coming here might be uncomfortable for them, and yeah. Yeah.
Are they
Curious.
white people or black
Yeah.
people?
No, one's a she looks Hawaiian, Pacific Island.
Okay.
Same one.
Yeah. She's not real big. She's not real tall.
Uh.
And another girl's a white girl.
She's not a big girl though.
Not a big
But they're cool. These just like
Text me
friends.
trying to holler.
No. Sorry, she's these girl.
Because I knew he was about to start talking shit.
Yeah, I went to Ocean's East the other day.
Oh, you're talking about the girl in
Yeah.
Ocean's East? Yeah. Billy said she was like 17, 18.
Yeah, she looked young as shit. I was
I'm
like,
oh, shit, she's saying she's cute,
She's
man.
cute. She's cute.
Yeah.
She had a weird accent. She
Did
said
she?
something. I was like,
Where you from?
I don't know if it was maybe just the way she said it. Or
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth. Portsmouth.
All
Man,
right.
I gotta go to Ocean in the morning.
Claims. Oh, I went because they didn't have clams, so I went to the Asian market or the big market, seafood market. Got these little clams. They weren't worth it. I mean, they're 50 cents a piece,
Yeah.
and you only basically get 2 baits out.
Two
of it.
baits out.
Yeah, and they work. I mean,
Yeah.
they bit it, but it was. I bought.
I never get I never get whole clams. I never do. I always end up getting tubs.
Really?
I end up getting, yeah.
Oh, so you're using that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Dude,
All
we
the-
smoked them on sea clams.
I know,
but
The
It's just-
tube
we
gets-
used to buy it.
man,
You don't remember us buying
they're
the
freezing
frozen
them
ones?
shits back up, man.
Yeah, I know.
The juices in them. What was that? They were talking.
Doesn't even go bad.
Posted in it. Yeah. Sort of go bad. Yeah. Pour that juice out, man. They go crazy. They went crazy. They went
Really?
ape shit the last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I used
They
the
went ape
frozen
shit.
sea clams.
Well, I took it on Monday, but I just used the clams that I had.
Yeah.
Mussels don't work.
Mussels
I
don't
did
work,
buy
really?
mussels and used because they were there. And I
Yeah.
just bought a bushel,
Check it out.
bag of mussels. They didn't work at all.
Yeah.
I had them when they were biting, like they
Yeah.
were snapping.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah.
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Bait's still
I was
there.
talking about gummy bears.
Bait's still there. Just checking them.
Yeah.
It's still there.
It's still
They
there.
took
Yeah.
that off, put a clam on. Hang on. They were gummy worms.
I heard it. I heard it.
Not the good ones.
Probably would.
They wouldn't make it that far. Bill would be in that bitch and look into the hook and be like,
All right, cool. 10 o'clock. I got to work tomorrow too.
yep.
Oh, you're off tomorrow.
I'm
You
off.
guys are off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, cool. Thanks to our sponsors, Yak Attack at yakattack.us, my DVDs, KayakKevin.com. Later.
It would suck.